I'm gonna die soon.
Anyway, when we were last playing, you guys you guys had originally found yourself in this weird hospital. It was run by Medusa, and you found this man lying in a bed, tied down there. It was hard to tell exactly what might be wrong with him. Gerald. So you freed him, and thankfully the Medusa did not get overly angry at you. Nor did you guys go off and start punching at her like, you know, it's always a possibility. But instead, she spotted you guys and was intrigued by Noxie's condition. So she decided she would fix it. Noxie signed the consent forms, and soon she was under the knife, where she recovered her voice, seemingly, but not without consequences, as it would soon discover that things started happening around Noxie whenever she spoke. Well, at least occasionally when she spoke. Just random things. The next place you guys went to after the hospital was this, what looked like a bordello, where there was a snake woman with four arms that was dancing with fans on stage. You guys figured out that how to get out of there was to eventually dance with her on there, at which point you found yourselves transported to a dark and eerie carnival, partly shrouded in fog, but kind of as if the fog was a ceiling instead of a floor. You wandered around for a while until one of your companions decided to eat the food that was in one of the booths and started getting rather irritated at everybody. You managed to calm her down and cure her of that seeming affliction, but it seemed to draw something's attention. And as you looked down one of the corridors of booze, you spotted a clown masked figure with a bright red nose and what looked like hooks for hands. I believe Topaz was planning to charge.
I think she was charging,
Okay, so Topaz.
like actively sprinting headlong to punch the
I was
clown.
thinking about it.
If that's the case, we can go right into initiative.
Oh, please roll high so I can buff everyone before they go kill themselves.
Didn't I get hasted? I thought something happened.
Yeah, I was planning on hasting 2 people, but roll 20's lagging. That's Kate.
I think you, me, and Dread got aid. Cogsworth.
Aid, no, I meant haste. Thought the
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yes, Volan,
haste
Dread, and Topaz do have
okay.
increased 10 health.
No.
Something wrong?
I know what this thing is.
Why do I have temporary HP?
aid.
Was it 8?
Oh no, that's max health.
Yeah, I don't know why I have temp HP, but I'm not complaining.
Maybe subclass thing?
I'm gonna scroll up. Maybe there's a spell.
Wait, did I do... Oh, I didn't... I think I know what it was.
Inspiring leader feat. Quit
That!
wasting
Yeah!
time talking to you guys, inspiring you with leadership.
I wasn't there though, so
I didn't
that's
initiate
right.
it yet.
That was when you guys were in the hospital where you were under the knife.
yeah.
It's not that bad.
I need it though. I don't get hit.
Alrighty.
Hey babe, guess who goes first?
Cogsworth, you go first.
Alright. So,
Nice and
is that the distance?
Yes.
Like 1 to 1?
Yes, it is. The thing in the clown mask is all the way down that thing, and Topaz is sprinting up towards it.
Okay.
What do you wish to do?
Oh. And real quick, I'm not casting it, but I want a DM's ruling. So for Bless, the range is 30 feet.
Yes.
Do they have to stay within that range, or is it just on the
It's
casting?
concentration, so after you cast it, 30 feet. So yeah, let's see, for Topaz that'd be too far away, but everyone else is within range of your spell.
Okay. So knowing Topaz and that she's going to rush, I would not want to just get within the minimum range and then cast.
Yeah, she's yeah.
All right. I will go ahead and move. Yeah, I'll move the 30 feet here. And 7 feet. Okay. Using my bonus action, I shall cast. Where is it? Spiritual weapon. And I'll just place it at the max range, which is 60 feet. Yeah,
What form does your
right
spiritual
there.
weapon take?
The shield that I'm carrying, the Sentinel shield.
Okay.
I never thought to get a marker for it, sorry.
No, that's okay. Let's see. I will put this down here and let you control it.
Oh, that works.
There you go. Yours to control.
The range, 60 feet. And then, never mind, it's out of range.
Yeah.
I also make it Sacred Flame, but that's a 60-foot range, apparently.
So you did bless or you didn't do bless?
Not yet, no.
Everybody
I
stop
will
with
dash.
the Indian giver spells. I'm trying to keep track on my sheet and I can't. I thought I was blessed. I'm not blessed. I thought I was hasted. I'm not hasted.
Not yet. Sorry,
All right.
I was just putting bless in chat so I could understand what it did. You're not blessed yet, but there's my turn. I dashed, moved another 20 feet,
Okay.
and I'm staying right here.
Cloud. That's right.
You're muted, darling.
Spiritual weapon is a bonus action, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
And it's also not concentration, which is...
Which is good. Yeah. Cloud, what would you like to do?
Cloud's gonna do it to boxy thing and be
Darling,
right past
Can
me.
you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I must have muted myself. I'm sorry. So gonna move. Oh, oops. 5, 10, 15, 20. We're gonna go there. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark,
What's the distance on Hunter's Mark?
90 feet.
Okay.
And then
You see this bit of greenish
One.
energy kind of like coalesce on it for a moment and then kind of vanish.
Just to confirm, is it dark enough that she's invisible to dark vision?
Yes, she is.
Cool.
1. You want me to just go ahead and roll all of my attacks?
Don't forget your D10, dear.
2, 3. And then 3D,
Basically, you
3D10?
see the first and the last of your arrows hitting and striking into it. It doesn't seem to do too much.
1d10 force damage for that first attack, and then if you applied your sneak attack to any of those.
7.
Sorry if you're hearing purring. Wait, what's the 7? What type of damage is that? Hello?
Sure, you do a force
Oh,
damage on the first
yeah.
attack.
It's my dread ambusher.
So it's
The first hit.
it's this piercing.
Oh shit!
You okay?
First attack is a D10 of force damage.
Yeah, my first attack in combat is a D10 of force damage.
Okay, so that 7 is force damage.
Yes.
Okay, that's why
I don't have.
Right,
you have
you have 3 levels of rogue, don't you?
Wasn't weapon damage. No,
Yeah.
Vax.
You
that's
should
not
have sneak attack. You just may have not have put it down.
I'm not even going to worry about it.
I think it's like 3d6.
I'm not even going to
No.
worry about it.
Please don't.
That's it for me.
Oh fuck! Ah,
Are you okay?
fine. I just spilled coffee all over my desk.
Sorry.
All right. Still within distance. All right. Yep. Might as well just go for it. Last 10 feet are airborne. Aim a fist at the forehead.
Alright. By the way, as you're moving, you kind of feel more shifting and shaking somewhere underground. It seems to be getting a bit closer, whatever that feeling is.
Oh, okay.
Alright. You've reached the thing in the
Oh.
and as you get closer, you notice that, you know, you notice the mask more plainly, but you also notice that it seems to have a second head, slightly tucked away, that also has a bit of a red nose attached that was really difficult to see from a distance.
I probably missed it. Ducked.
And yes, you did.
All right. Spin around and try to elbow it in the kidneys. Oh my god, what is wrong with my
Yes.
rolls? Key point flurry of blows.
But that does hit as it starts to raise up one of its one of its hooked hands to attack you, hissing from both mouths at once. You strike it with the flurry of blows.
I'll spend a key point on that as well.
Ah, hold on. Oh, cool. That actually does undo that. Excellent. Stunning strike. Constitution saving throw. Alrighty.
All right.
Yeah.
Second flurry. Oh, that was a flurry of blows. I forgot that was.
that had advantage against that anyway, so.
And I forgot that was a flurry of blows attack. So that would be also possibly knocking it prone. So that's a dex save.
Okay. Nothing about knocked prone for advantage. Alright. So dex save.
Made it. And the second flurry,
Ooh, that hit as well.
I will try it again.
Oh, but that only applies one effect of that group, by the way.
Applies one of those effects.
That's right. Stunning strike. That's right. You have to use as a key strike to use stunning strike. Never mind.
Yeah, that's its own thing. The stun is its own thing.
Yeah. So you wanted to go for trying to knock it prone again?
Yep.
Got it.
Damn. Okay.
Anything else you can do?
No, I don't. I think that's it.
Dread. Dread? I couldn't hear anything you said.
Sorry, bonus action, I'll cast spiritual weapon.
Okay. What spirit? That's right. Skull. Never mind. I remember.
Am I within range of it?
Okay, let's see here. There you go.
And so it would have been right by it since it's 60-foot range.
Yeah, and you should be able to move it. There you go.
Yeah.
That's me.
I know. Sorry. What, I can't attack you? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, you really want to. Ooh.
Nice.
Normal action, I will try to hit it with my crossbow.
Topaz, as you'd been pounding on this thing, you noticed that it really didn't seem to be taking that much damage, even with your magical monk fists, much like those things that you fought in the first room. However, when the floating spiritual weapon skull starts striking at it, it's doing the amount of damage that you would expect as normal. It seems to be taking a lot more pounding from such a thing than it is from your fists.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's a miss, so that'll be end of turn.
Yes, it is. Noxie.
Okay, Noxie's going to dash.
How the crossbow missed.
Going to dash, and then she's with a crossbow. Shoot the thing. Just gotta make sure this is all correct. Okay, yep.
Miss.
Okay. And that will be my turn.
Alright. Volan.
Sure. I'm going to have to dash. 25, 80, I'll get there. And as long as I attack or take damage by the end of my next turn, I can rage now, right?
Yes, I believe that is the case.
Okay, then bonus action, I'd like to rage.
Alrighty.
And that'll be my turn.
Gerald.
Time to do something. So everyone is. Can I? Oh, I excellent move. So, to defeat. What is the options? I can't cast haste on people. Oh, their sheet is frozen again. I'm probably. Is the thing still prone?
It never got prone.
Oh, that's good. Okay, then I'm gonna use guiding bolt
Okay.
because else I would have had disadvantage.
Let's see it.
Come on, roll 20. Let's do it at second level. Wayne.
Guiding bolt, guiding bolt.
If the sheets.
Guiding bolt.
Wait, do I have guiding bolt?
Is it on your sheet?
I thought so.
Do you have enough all your character spells?
Oh, nope. My character sheet is so slow. Why is it broken? Why is roll 20 always broken?
Is anyone else aware of whatever's coming?
The people would have definitely felt some of the shock waves coming through the ground.
Would it be fair to assume something is coming?
Yeah, you can assume that.
Okay,
Remember,
you know
assumptions are always on you, so you're free to assume anything you want.
I think I'm just gonna do Guardian Angel then.
Okay.
If my shade louds. Or is Protector. It's called again. Yeah, there's a spell that like puts a guardian at my feet, but I forgot its name. Guardian of Fate. It finally works now. Yeah.
Just as I was opening your sheet to look at it.
Yeah.
Large your guardian appears and hovers for a duration of an arbitrary space of your choice. You can see within range. The guardian activates space and is indistinct except for the gleaming sword and shield emblazoned on the symbol of your deity. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian. Okay, so you can cast it within 30 feet of you.
Let's just, I don't know.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I mean, any hostile creature. So
And
can I move it?
doesn't look like it from what I was reading.
30. Wait, what's the range again? 30 feet. It's way too far. Ah,
It's all your choice. Just letting you know those things don't move.
you know what? I'm just gonna do Scorching Ray then. That's 3 rays. So come on. I'm, I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Oh, my close to word. Can you just click Scorching Ray 3 times?
Hold on. I'll have to open the character sheet again. Sorry, the lag
Wait.
is so bad for you.
It's, I mean, nothing you can do about it. I think I'm within range, right? 60 feet? Am I? How far was it away?
You move up any further?
It's 120 feet.
Oh, it's 120 feet, so no problem. Yeah, no. Just click Scorching Ray 3 times.
And unfortunately, all 3 missed.
What? How?
12, 10, and 11.
Come on, Dice Gods, be nicer.
They didn't like you.
Yeah, I mean, they never do, though.
That's
But
true.
sure. Anyway, that was my turn.
So this thing with the hooked hands and the 2 heads turns towards you, Kopaz, raising both of its hooks in the air. The flesh just seems to have turned into them. They're not actual blades. And they strike
Ew.
down at you. It gets an advantage roll for its first strike on you because it was damaged by something else. So, gets this. And then...
10.
As it just basically strikes one across the chest and strikes the other across the shoulder in a crisscross pattern, spreading blood along the ground. It makes this hissing, roaring noise as kind of semi muffled by its mask. Cogsworth, you're up.
Alright. Just a quick gander at the situation here. I am going to move. Yeah, right there. And then do what I planned on doing a moment earlier. And cast Bless. I'll go ahead and cast that at at second level. So that will be 4 people that I'm marking with Bless. Topaz, Volin, and Endred. And Noxie, of course. So they'll add a d4 to all their attack rolls and saving throws.
Thank you, Cogsworth.
Yeah. And then on... Yes. And then I will cast Sacred Flame on the angry thing.
It's just called the Angry.
I know. But Cogsworth doesn't.
Yeah, when you were looking up the other, the Lonely, because you said you'd look them up before you
I didn't look them up, but I was on a big D&D kick to where I just would play D&D YouTube videos in the background, and one went over all of the Sorrowsworn. They're awesome.
So it showed one of these as well, didn't it?
It did. I can't remember what exactly it does, but as a player, I'm not gonna utilize what I know.
But there comes this Sorrowsworn. Cloud, you're up.
Alright, question.
Is one of them the hungry?
Yes.
Really?
Alright, if I move here, Noxie is short enough that I would be able to shoot over her, right? Okay.
She is a little goblin. That makes
Just
it excellent for shooting over her head.
I know, I just want to double check.
Goblins,
Alright.
kobolds, halflings, especially halflings. Halflings, they can sit in your same spot and you can shoot over
And attack
easily.
without disadvantage.
Dwarves, that's an iffy subject. Dwarves can be
Yes!
A tall dwarf can be the size of a small human. Very nice.
Do you roll 2 Hunter's Mark?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And babe, sneak attack.
Would that be the 1d6 or 2d6?
46.
Oh. 15.
Let's see here. I'm just adding this all up.
Okay. I still have one more attack as well.
Let me add this up first, and then I'll go with that.
Okay. Woo.
Real quick,
I love Cloud.
your specific rogue doesn't have anything weird on sneak attacks and crits, does it?
No, she shouldn't.
Okay. I was wondering because you have
Not that I read.
18.
Okay. I just have no idea what your subclass does.
Yeah, not that I read.
What is your...
The arrow goes piercing straight into its chest, and for a moment it seems to stagger a little bit, but, you know, well, it's hard to see from your distance, especially in the dark. Well, actually, even with night vision in the dark, there's just that fog that's over your heads. Topaz can see that, once again, it doesn't do quite as much as one would expect.
Motherfucker.
And Topaz,
Right.
as you're going in for another attack, the ground begins to tremble further. The two of the boos nearby just start collapsing under whatever this is, and the ground around nearby to you, somewhere in this area, is shifting. What do you do?
I still had one more
Oh,
attack.
you still have one more attack? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My
No,
bad.
you're fine. You're fine. I'ma just.
That also hits.
Yeah. Now I'm done.
And once again, that's what you see, Topaz. The ground around is shifting as two of the nearby little boos just collapsed under the whatever this is shaking the ground.
All right. I'm shouting at the Volan as she's coming up. I don't know if I'm really hurting it.
Mm.
And I'm gonna lay into it and see if I can inconvenience it, if nothing else.
Yep. And don't forget your bless.
Pull out the spear. See if that makes any difference.
And it does. As you pierce as the spear jabs into this thing's flesh, you see it sizzle and bubble a little bit, and it takes as much damage as you would expect it to do normally.
Oh, well then I'm screaming out to anyone, use silver.
I hate when I do that. What the hell?
I'll try to stab it again.
Hold on 1 second. I accidentally.
Sorry.
No. It's just that when I hit undo, it undid the previous ones too. When I accidentally overrode it with that, so I have to remember what the last two strikes were. So that would be -6, because at least at that, and then -14. Sorry, this stupid thing doesn't regain health. I don't want you to have to refight it. There you go. Second attack missed, unfortunately.
That misses. Fine. Key point flurry of blows.
That does not hit, sadly.
Ah. Oh my god.
A 12 on a nat 1, though. Still pretty good. Doesn't hit, but still.
I will then dance away and get somewhere that's not out of reach, but not next to whatever's coming.
You have
Out there.
disengage as a bonus action?
I have
Mobile.
There we go, mobile feet. Sorry. I have to keep
That'll
trying to remember
be
that.
it.
Monks.
That'll be it.
Dread.
I'll move forward. Let's see, I'm gonna read something here. Let's see. Okay, so it probably qualifies as a creature, so I'm going to cast Compel Duel on it.
Ooh. Let's see. Let's see. This would kind of count as a charm effect. So that would be
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at that and going, it's compelled duel. That's sort of a charm, so it
Yeah.
gets advantage, and that doesn't help. Both of its heads, now that you can see the second one lifting up, turn and look at you, Dread.
And bonus action, the spiritual weapon will whack at it.
Okay. Okay, so it's not going to get broken out of its compel with or your spiritual weapon. Good. As you knock it into the skull into one of the heads. This is weird. Why is that? I don't know when that happened. Noxie, you're up.
All right. I'm going to aim and fire. That giving me advantage, which will allow me to also have sneak attack.
All right, that misses.
18 misses?
Oh wait, it's an 18. Oh, that's plus
Yeah.
one.
Advantage from aim.
Sorry, for a second there I thought it was plus one. No, that hits and cancels out the compel duel.
I am sorry.
That's why I was carefully reading that.
If it takes damage from any source, it's not the.
Yep.
I am so sorry. I did not read compel duel.
Womp womp.
So you saw
Yeah, that is-
its eyes just kind of glare. Its face is kind of faces both looking at Dread. But as soon as you hit it with a crossbow, it shakes them, and is now looking around again.
I guess I am my turn. I'm sorry. I mean,
roaring
I mean,
sound
if
muffled by the mask.
I would make the I would like to make the argument that would Dread have communicated that we shouldn't hit it?
Dread said no such thing in character. Topaz, on the other hand, it yelled to everybody that it was affected by silver. So.
Okay. Well, in that case, then yeah, I'll just keep
I do
that.
kind of count those sort of things. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Okay. Yeah, that's my turn.
Fall in.
Yeah. This is a bad idea. 5, 10, 15. And I'm going to attempt to make 2 strikes with the great axe. We'll see.
Okay. That hits.
Nice.
Okay. And
I'm watching carefully. That's not doing full damage, is it?
Nope, it is not.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay put. And that'll be my turn.
Alright. Gerald.
Remind us to get that silver if we live through this.
I'm gonna run 30 feet up. And then my... Oh no. I'm gonna cast... Come on. It worked fine just a second ago. I think I'm gonna cast Create Bonfire underneath it.
Okay.
If Roll20 will let me.
Can you cast that at a distance?
I think so. Wait, is it 30 feet or is it 60 feet? I need to double check.
60.
If it's 60 feet, I can.
Alright, so if that's the case, and if you can.
If wait, I got it. Can be quick. Where is it? Create bonfire. I clicked it.
How long does the
And
bonfire last for?
it just lasts until I stop it making last, I think.
So it takes 6 damage, and it's suddenly brightly lit. Does it stay under it if it moves, or does it just stay there where you cast it?
You create a bonfire on the ground that you see within range
Okay,
until the spell
so it stays
ends.
there. Got it.
That stays there.
Alright, the angry is now focused on you, Volan. It lists both of its hooks. First one gets advantage.
Oh, also on the first time on its turn. So again, right now I think.
So it takes it twice. Can you
Yeah, I'm on it. Wait, I'll just do this. Any creature in the bonfire space when you.
And when it starts its turn in a place. Okay, make the roll then.
Where is it? Actually, a better spell than I thought it was.
Cool. Takes another 6. And it's going to move out of the way of the bonfire, but the bonfire is still shedding some light. So it's caught in the light. Cogs, after it attacked Volan twice. Volan?
What's up?
You got attacked twice.
Yeah, I'm trying to do math.
Alright, so...
It's that damn 9:30 a.m. class.
I have a 9:30 a.m. job, and I'm working just
You would take only
fine.
14 damage with your rage.
Right. So is there anything else, or am I going to take my turn? I don't want to speak over anyone.
Just waiting to see if Volan's ready.
You're good.
Yeah, I had 136 because of 8, so we're good.
Okay. Cogsworth, yes, it is your turn.
Alrighty. Let's see here. What's the... Yeah. I will go ahead and move there. And I will attack. With advantage, I believe. Because flank. Where is it? Where is it? Ha.
Miss.
Damn it. Right, but then I will use my bonus action to shimmy my shield there. And where is it? Spiritual weapon. Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Does that do full damage?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Out of character, would we understand what force damage is as compared to any other form of damage?
People with arcane casting knowledge probably would know.
Okay. Right.
That is a magical damage, and thus is different from physical damage.
Okay. Yep. Right. All right, Gerald. If you can do so, force damage seems to get past whatever kind of defense it has.
Did it take damage from the fire, apparently?
You saw its skin start to smoke.
I mean, if it didn't take damage, it would still be standing in there because it wouldn't care.
Yeah, that is my turn.
And that brings us to Cloud.
All right, so I'm going to go over here. And you said I am unmuted, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that he is still in the light, right?
Yes, there's still light hitting him.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead.
Still on your shoulder and is meowing.
I'm going to go ahead and shoot at him. But that's actually just going. That's going to be a 20 because I'm using my sharpshooter.
That still hits.
Okay,
that's
so
10 hit points, so that's actually 15 damage.
it is. It is. And then I have one more.
And
Hold
you
on.
have sneak attack.
Yes, so I need to roll a 1d.
2d6, dear.
No, 1d6 for Hunter's Mark.
Oh, okay.
So just roll 3d6.
Oh, just
then.
3d6.
Yeah, because they're all piercing.
And it seems to be doing significantly more damage now.
Alright, and then one more.
But that misses.
Damn!
Alright.
Alright.
Everybody roll me a 1d20.
Normally I'd be like, go Noxie! But I don't know what we're rolling for. Hi,
Yeah, I
Mike
was thinking, is this
Dad.
good? Is this bad?
I'm scared.
And someone call high or low.
Low.
Fuck.
High. So, okay, it's whatever this is, it's heading towards high numbers.
What does that mean?
Not-
High numbers.
Not me. Is what it means.
The ground just shifts significantly and bursts up. Something bursts up from it, right around where Noxie is standing.
Great.
Oh. No.
Look who just remembered what it was.
No. No.
Forgot about. Oh,
Ah.
fuck me.
Shit!
That's a little tiny worm. Yep.
Shut
No,
up,
no,
Dred.
no, 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 no.
Oh, God.
I have no idea what that is.
Don't get eaten.
It's called death.
Oh!
Yeah, it's called,
Okay.
it's called Noxie's Dead, and we're gonna have to make a new character.
Oh, God.
It's called Be Glad You're Fucking Invisible, you jerk.
Classic
Uh,
creature.
Hashtag that I don't think that creature gives two fucks about the visibility.
So underneath the ground, the dirt just kind of bursts away. I would like Noxie and Dread to roll me dexterity saving throws.
I'm so fucking happy.
Hey,
I
I'm
moved.
pretty good at these. That's 16.
Brad,
You can do it. You can do it, Dred. Comparatively to Noxie, that's not bad.
So instead of falling
Red
off,
should have a bless.
instead of tumbling off the side of this thing, Noxie and Dread, you get lifted up into the air as this thing lifts up, shaking dirt everywhere. Gerald, also please roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And isn't Noxie's actually higher because you're within range of Dread?
Oh, yeah.
You're knocked prone as this thing comes up. Out of the
Yeah, does Dread's aura give me extra...
yeah, it gives you.
Yeah, you already beat the DC. The two of you already beat the DC on the dexterity saving throw. Basically,
Oh,
instead
okay.
of getting thrown up into the ground and anything like that, you manage to hold your ground as you're being lifted up. Not necessarily a good thing.
Oh, might be a good thing. We're on his back.
No, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, actually, with that throw, both of you also now roll me a strength saving throw.
Thanks.
Yes, Noxie's strong point.
Can Oxy make it with advantage because she's so small and limber?
I mean, she didn't do that bad.
Dexterity. Dread?
I'm not,
Thank God for Bless.
not sure why Bless is not clicking on that. But
Alright, so, like Dread said, you actually managed to grab hold of this of the spines of this thing, keeping yourself away from its mouth, and both of you are now clinging to it as its head lifts up into the air, and it lets out a roar of challenge.
Noxie finally has her battle mount.
Oh my
I will
God,
tame it.
I also rolled a 3 on
Hallelujah. Keep it that way.
Is this just like a purple worm, or is it like a worm that
a
is...
purple worm.
Okay.
Or is it just a worm that happens to be purple?
No, I was just saying, like, is it like carnival themed?
I'm just glad
It could be a ride. Tess?
I'm just glad that it's not the purple worm that's
Yes.
infested with wasps.
It's got a little clown face painted on his head. It's like
At least
It's
you rolled
juggling.
It could also be the Tunnel of Terror.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Oh.
juggling right now.
The Tunnel of Love.
No, no.
Tunnel for the love of God?
How about
Topaz,
tunnel of? Ah!
You've just like felt the ground shake, and two of your friends are now cleaning the back of a towering purple worm that's burst forth from the ground.
oh, is it me? Crap.
Yep.
Yeah, good luck with that. Okay, I can't flank this guy. So I will just try to land a few quick blows. Alright, spear. Oh my god, please.
The second one hits.
21.
Your spear sinks into this thing's flesh with very little resistance.
I got a ton of movement left. Alright, then I'm leaving it. Was that flanking with Gerald?
Gerald's prone, so no.
Is this flanking with Cloud?
Yes, it would be.
And then key point, I will do flurry of blows on it. Probably not.
Advantage.
Oh, that's advantage. Let me roll again. 18.
That hits.
And then I'll spend a key point and try to stun it. Because why not?
I thought you were going to say knock it prone.
I don't think I could knock a worm prone.
Where does it land?
On Gerald.
Possibly because it's up high. So you start throwing blows into the center of its body as it's lifted up, and two of your friends are kind of clinging to it for dear life. And you go just to try and stun it. And succeed, at which point it does flap over, and it would flap over towards Gerald. Once again, Dread and Nuxie, give me a dexterity saving throw. Dread and Nuxie, give me a dexterity saving throw. Cloud, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Does stunning knock over?
No.
I don't.
It's just high enough up and off balance. It's gonna fall over.
It no longer can no longer move under its own power, therefore it's going to fall.
Okay.
19 for me.
Alright. So, Cloud, you managed to dodge out of the way. Dread, you unfortunately fall. Roll a 1d6. Noxie, you can either jump off of it or stay clinging to it as it falls on top of Gerald.
I don't even get it, sir.
You're prone.
Yeah, I want to jump off this thing.
So, Dread, you take 3 points of damage as you hit the ground, and you're now knocked prone.
Quick, Volan, throw Noxie the captain hat. It can be your cowboy hat.
Let's see, Gerald will take from the weight of this thing falling on top of him. Let's see, this is
What? Let me ask, just out of craziness, if I pushed it, would that still fall on him, or would that just make it worse because it would roll on him?
Because of where you're standing, anything you do to push it would just push it on top of Gerald.
Okay, so
you
can't
have
help
been
it.
on the same side as Gerald in order to have it fall the other way.
So how much pain?
He's like, I'm just resigned to the fact of this.
I don't have much choice. Oh,
29 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh no!
Oops. Thera, don't kick that.
okay.
Best of luck.
One more attack. See how that took. 25,
Gerald, you're
45,
also considered restrained because you're currently underneath this thing.
Oh, that's fine.
50, 55. Maybe I could do that.
Fine, you can't get eaten while you're stuck under it. By this purple word.
I could do that.
But
All right. Shifting for the last of my movement for the second flurry attack.
With advantage still.
Does a 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right, 9, and then I will actually attempt to push it. I think it's because it's stunned. I think it will automatically fail. Let me double check.
Yeah, I believe so.
So you just flatten Gerald and I'm gonna steamroll him?
Yeah, automatically fails Dex and Strength. Well, I'm trying to knock it away from me.
I know.
It's going to be knocked 15 feet.
Yeah, so you basically push it over there, and Gerald is kind of pasted into the dirt right there.
Block.
Sorry, guy.
Hey, at least you got a sorry.
Dread.
All right, I'm going to spend half my move to stand up. I will move to there. And I'll attack it. Let's see here. I will actually add that.
Nice.
And that stun ends on your turn, not the end of its turn, Topaz?
The stun lasts until the end of my following turn.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Cool.
Oh, spiritual weapon. Or spiritual weapon will attack the angry. So let them there and attack the angry.
Hey, Gerald, was Bonfire a concentration spell?
Yeah, create bonfire is concentration, so it would be gone
Then
probably.
then you have to roll. A Constitution save.
I'm not even gonna bother.
It goes away.
Yeah.
I just
Because the damage would be insane, right? So the DC would be.
Yeah.
DC's half
I mean,
the damage.
the DC is like 15, but like, why bother? Because I'm probably gonna lose it next round anyway. See, I'm gonna do stuff.
Your turn.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Nuxie, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot this big purple worm.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh no.
Your crossbow, as you like take aim at the purple worm, suddenly jams on you. You kind of hear kick.
Did you shoot with advantage?
I did not.
Oh, that's right. You have sharpshooter.
No, I do not.
Crossbow expert, I mean.
I don't have that either.
Oh, then yeah, you wouldn't have shot with advantage because it's technically prone from because it fell.
Ah.
Well, actually, it would be a straight shot, but that is still the nat 1.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. My thing jams. That's my turn.
Vulin.
Damn, that's crazy that happened. So anyway, I'm not going to pay attention to that worm. I'm gonna make some strike.
Monks are bullshit.
Oh,
Monks are awesome. You have to always have a monk in your party.
those rolls though.
So you go and smash and smash and smash, but with the fire gun, you're not doing quite as much damage as you had been when the fire was there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm stay put. I'm stay put.
Are they putting two and two together up there yet? That if it's in the light, it's taking more damage?
Okay, Geralt is gonna get up and is gonna walk over here to be flanking. Then I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp. 22, that hits. And then I'm gonna use Quicken Spell. Of Inflict. Where is it? Don't I have... Did I not prepare spells I thought I prepared? No, I didn't. I'm gonna cast Guardian of Faith right on top of this thing. Just boom.
Okay.
Right here. That's it. That cost me 2 sorcery points.
What size is Guardian of Faith?
I think it's
Large.
incorporeal.
I see it.
Size large.
A space within 10 feet of the Guardian. So, wait, doesn't it specify how big that is? Because within 10 feet of the...
Spectral Guardian.
Large.
Oh, large, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pretty big radius, actually.
Oh, it does occupy the space. Cool.
And yeah, that's it.
Alright. The Angry. The Angry is still focused on Volan. And once more strikes out at her. I think he missed both times.
He just hits with the first one.
Okay.
Damn.
11.
Taking another one of its fleshy hooks into your flesh. The purple worm can do nothing. It just lays there. Not a threat to anyone currently. Cogsworth.
Right. Once again, I will attempt to attack it. First with my Warhammer. Ba-boom.
Miss.
No, of course it does. Oh, actually, that shouldn't have had the bless on it. I clicked the wrong one. Whoops. Then the second one will be with the spiritual weapon. Ba-boom.
Miss.
Damn it. That is my turn.
Cloud. What would you like to do?
Muted, dear.
Thanks. So Cloud's gonna look over here. Does it look like they have him handled?
Roll perception.
Like it. Oh fuck.
Well, they seem to be trading blows, and blood seems to be flowing freely from this thing now.
All right. Remind me, would it take my bonus action to transfer my hunter's mark?
Yes, that is a bonus action.
Okay.
I think the creature has to die first.
No, it's a bonus.
No.
It's a bonus action to transfer.
Okay, so it's not like Hex?
Yeah,
No.
if the creature dies, then it's just I can just move it.
Well, you need the bonus
It's not
action to move it regardless.
Yes,
Anyway.
it's a bonus action to use those sort of things.
Well, I'm gonna move it over here.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Yeah, even with disadvantage on those rolls because it's prone, that it still hits.
Woo.
And you get you get sneak attack because there's other people around it. Nice.
And then... Yeah.
Yeah, that 14 misses, however.
Yep, that's it for Cloud.
Okay.
You're at disadvantage?
It's prone.
Yeah.
But she has
Okay.
advantage because it's
Oh, that's right,
stunned.
because it's stunned, so it's a 27, actually. So that does hit. Never mind.
Now that I think about it, did the purple worm make it safe for the spiritual guardian?
It's not currently hostile.
It hasn't moved or anything yet.
Yeah, it does specify that it has to move.
So
I
that's
guess.
10 damage, Grizz.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, I believe... Is Hunterberg every attack, or is it just the first attack?
It actually might be just the first one. Let me read it.
I could have sworn it was like, sneak attack that way.
Yeah, give me just a second.
I'm not a ranger, though, so I'm not certain.
That sounds right.
Topaz, what would you like to do?
All right.
There's no more shaking ground, by the way. It was all this purple worm.
And we'll move there and strike it. Seem to do better against the worm. Ooh.
Nice.
Grizz.
Yep.
It's a 1d6 anytime I hit the
Okay,
target.
anytime you hit the target, got it.
Yep.
And let's go ahead and spend a key point on that and force the stun again.
Doesn't the stun not end until the end of your turn, or is it end at the beginning of your turn?
It lasts until the end of this turn.
Okay, so I'm not certain if you can re-stun it at that point, was what I was saying. I'm forgetting. What does it say in there?
Says exactly what I put there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if any of those sort of things stack.
Doesn't stack, but it would extend the duration.
Ah. That's what I was thinking about when I was saying stack. Extend duration. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. Ah, succeeded on that.
He's fine. All right, stab him again.
Yeah, it's still stunned, so you still get your advantages on these.
Is it still prone?
Yeah, it's still prone.
I can't do that.
You stunned it, it was overbalanced, so it fell over.
I think we're almost done here. Spend a key point on that one too. Try to stun it.
Another one pops out. Fuck.
What?
Yeah, that would be my luck.
No. You would have heard the ground moving.
I'm getting a very tremors vibe.
Oh, it's hard to stun. All right. And then one attack is a
That's what I was
bonus.
going for with all the shaking.
I actually just watched that movie yesterday.
The original or any of the weird sequels?
The original.
Kick it one last time.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
And then move back to my spot.
I haven't seen the original in years, but I've never really cared for the sequels that much.
And now it's no longer stunned.
Yep. Dread. You still have advantage because you're flanking with Gerald.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I'm going to use my channel divinity on it here.
Ooh.
Need to make a wisdom save. DC 16.
Okay. Ooh, it is
Nice.
frightened of you.
That actually affects it in any way against me, though, does it? See, that's actually an action, though, isn't it?
You still have your bonus action, though.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon will attack the angry up there.
If only spiritual weapons could flank with each other.
That's
Sadly, they can't. But that still hits. It bumps it as you just collide it with the head again. Noxie.
All right. So my crossbow is jammed. So
Yes, it is. And the purple worm is still prone.
okay. I'm gonna use 15 of my movement to move into the angry's range, and I'm going to stab it with a dagger.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Hot damn.
If only it was in the light.
Yeah, that would have been a whole lot. Yeah. Still took some damage, but wow.
And then I'm going to also bonus action just stab with an offhand. Obviously not going to be that much damage, but you know it's damage.
And it hits too. Wow.
All right, that'll be my turn.
Volin.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Try to hit this thing.
Okay. That first one definitely hits. Second one hits as well. Holy crap. It's another 15 points of damage. This thing is looking very rough. One of the little noses on its mask just kind of falls to the ground. Goes embedded almost as its feet just kind of dance about. Gerald!
Gerald!
Quentin!
I am going to try and do something again. Point blank social isn't gonna do anything, so I'm just gonna shocking grasp again.
Okay. That misses.
Let's quicken spell again and do shocking grasp again.
And because you're flanking, that would hit.
Good roll, too.
Yeah, as a bunch of lightning goes right through this thing's body.
I think that's it.
The angry turns and lifts its hooks towards Cogsworth.
Okay.
That definitely misses. And that misses. Wow. This thing
Ping, ping.
screaming at you and just like not getting anywhere. Purple worm. The purple worm, under the effect of fear, digs back underground.
Oh, okay. So technically, before it does, it would take 5 damage.
Can you? It's from the spiritual guard. The Sword of Conquest. Okay.
It's actually isn't moving out of my range. It is.
It's underground.
If a creature is frightened of you, its speed is reduced to 0 while in the aura.
Can't move.
It can't move.
And it takes 7 or attack damage equal to half your paladin level if it starts its turn there.
Go 4.
Wow.
Oh, it isn't fear. It's fright. It's yeah. It isn't a fear spell. It's a
Aura of Conquest is a bitch.
So it took 7 damage.
5.
What?
4 from my
Half paladin level.
paladin level.
So what did you say? 7 damage?
4.
4? Okay. So I took 4 from that. It can't move. Can it attack you? I can't remember if it can attack you.
It can at disadvantage, I believe.
Okay. Then because it is terrified of you and can't run away from you, it is going to be attacking you. You said disadvantage?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it starts off with a tail sting. That misses.
Ho, 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 ho.
And then
That would hurt.
what?
That would hurt.
Yeah, thankfully I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
And then it goes in for a bite.
Oh, it's
And roll dexterity saving throw, please. Thankfully, it did not swallow you. It was a bit down on your flesh and tried to swallow you. Points of piercing damage. Wow. Cogsworth.
yeah, that's,
It's like a prone.
All right. So once again, attempting to kill this fucker that just won't die, I will be attacking it. Let's just hope that it actually works with the advantage this time. 'Cause I don't think I've hit it once. Oh, come on. You're muted, darling.
You would be correct in that statement.
I need to check something. Damn it! It has to be a weapon attack. I can't do my divine strike on spiritual weapon.
I was about to say, babe, the dice aren't weighted.
Oh, crit. Crit fail.
Sorry, the dice gods are not in your favor tonight, Cogsworth.
Cogsworth, go home.
I am home.
Cloud.
That's me. Alright.
Help.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my sharpshooter on this worm.
Okay.
So,
That's
15.
-5, so no, that does not hit.
Okay, that's fine. Hit. How about 21?
21 will hit. So that's
Okay.
1 points of piercing damage.
Plus my hunter's mark. And then don't I still get sneak attack?
Yes, you do. Ranger rogues, you gotta love them.
Mm. And real quick, Purple Worm does not use dark vision to see her, right?
Purple worm uses tremor sense and blind sight.
Yeah, thought as much. Obviously, it has a range, but
Yeah.
she's obviously in range.
Yeah, but it can't currently move because of dread.
Well, I was asking that because of the dark vision invisibility thing.
Yeah,
Mhm,
I know why you're
mhm.
asking.
Yeah.
But that's not how it sees.
Yeah.
Topaz.
All right.
You have two
Zip up.
targets, and you remind me of a donkey.
I'm sorry. What about a donkey?
The old fable about the donkey, the hungry donkey stretched between two bales of hay. It starves to death because he can't choose which one to go after. You're looking at two tempting targets.
Are you comparing me to a donkey?
I love how that's the only thing we're taking out of this.
All right.
Oh, dude. No.
Did you just call me an ass?
Yes.
It's the as I said, it's a thought experiment. They're using a donkey as an example, but it's like just two equally
Tempting?
tempting targets.
Would you prefer it to be an elephant?
Oh, hey, Topaz, if you're doing the ruler, if you right-click, it will set a point so you can go around corners.
I know. I'm trying to determine from where I already was. I think I can do this. I was there. I went 25 and then
Flanking with Noxie.
35, 50. I could. All right. Yeah, I go up there to flank with Noxie, and I'm going to fling a net at this clown.
All right.
Dutch, lay down.
Ooh.
Hot damn.
Your net, and it catches onto it. Let's see if it shakes it loose. Give me 1 second.
Well, that'll be its action.
Yeah.
Um,
That's part of its action.
That's its action, and then I will leave there. It's the remainder of my movement. Come down here and beat the.
It has no reaction because it's restrained. There we go.
Correct.
And mobile.
Mobile.
And mobile.
So that's only one attack I can make. This.
You mentioned to me every time, and I forget.
This will be my bonus action.
All right.
It's now up and functional. It's just frightened.
It's frightened and solely focused on Dread. Because it's terrified of her.
All right, then key point flurry of blows. I'm not at an advantage, I don't think so.
Yeah, if you're not at advantage,
17.
does not hit.
17 does not hit. Okay.
Does not hit.
Neither is the 16. And I think that's all the movement I can do. 25, 30, 35, and then I had gone 40, 50. No, I still have 5 feet of movement left. I will step back. That'll be it.
Dread.
All right. It's-
Ooh.
Nice.
Damn.
Oh, actually, add smite damage to that.
Go for it. Which of course doubles as well because of
The crit.
crit.
That's the thing I love most about Divine Smite, the fact that you're allowed to call it after.
Yep. And it makes sense because of the of you know what it is. It's
Ouch.
Hot damn.
Oh!
the purple worm just basically is making these guttural sounds of rage and pain. Not quite a roar, something else entirely, but loud.
If you want a audio representation, let me go grab my Shiba real quick, and I'll rub him really hard, and that's probably what it sounds like.
Oh,
Patchy, come here! Come here! He says, nah.
It's going to 19 not a hit.
Do you still have is it still in Fear Aura? I can't remember if that lasts for a while or lasts only for a turn.
Still
Right
at
for a
that.
minute.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Let's see. The Conquering Presence. What is it?
Oh, and it gets to resave. Can repeat
Up to a minute.
I forgot to resave to reconsider the saving throw on the wisdom saving throw. 1 second. Yeah, failed anyway. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Anything else you can do, Dread?
Was a 19 was a miss for the second swing?
No, the 19 hit.
Okay. That'd be it. Oh, wait, no, it's not it. Spiritual weapon attack on the other thing up there.
Also, Grizz,
That hit. Yes.
would you say what turn of combat would you say this is? 6 or 7? I'm trying to keep calculation on bless.
I'm not certain.
Right.
At least 4.
I'll say turn 7. So 4 turns left on bless.
End of turn.
Nuxie.
See, I would have advantage if I went after the angry, right? Because it's restrained.
I believe so.
All right. In that case, I'll just stab the angry again.
That's not an auto crit for you, is it?
No, but it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay.
Nuxie just plunges her dagger into the body of the angry, and it shudders and falls backwards on the ground. The second nose popping off of its mask and falling into the dirt.
I forgot what the ruling is for. Actually, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm going to go over and use my movement to go over to the purple worm and then stab it with my offhand. I think that's right, right? Yeah.
You can do that.
1 damage. That's probably
It's
nothing.
something.
Still 1 damage. It's not resistant like the angry was.
Imagine a resistant purple worm.
Volin.
Okay. This thing's dead, so let's start moving. If I get right here, would I be flanking with Dread sideways or no?
I'd allow that.
Okay. I'm gonna make 2 Great Axe attack. Oh,
And both of those miss.
alright. That's my turn.
Gerald.
I'm gonna quicken spell shock and grasp. These hits. Okay, that hits. Then I'm gonna move over here. Oh, the thing. I'm gonna move over here.
Purple worm
And then
gets
I'm
an attack
gonna.
of opportunity.
No, cause shock and grasp.
Oh yeah, shocking grass. I keep forgetting. You need to put those things on there so to remind
Yeah.
of that. Gets rid of reactions.
And then I'm gonna scorching ray.
Okay. That misses. That hits. That hits. Keep forgetting that the text that shocking grasp is special and does that because the text doesn't show it. It just says it shows the damage.
Yeah. That's it.
So purple worm, still terrified of Dread but can't go anywhere, will attack Dread. Tail Stinger. 17, does that miss?
17 misses.
And bite.
See, disadvantage that would miss as well.
19 misses?
Yeah.
Nice.
It gets how much bonus to hit?
A lot.
Yeah.
God
+4.
damn.
Well, you guys managed to to down it really quickly and have been smacking away at it. You're gotten really lucky. You're lucky that it didn't appear immediately at the same time as the anger.
Yeah.
Cogsworth.
I am very grateful that you got over here, Gerald. Cogsworth will just walk over to Gerald, pull out a little, pull out a bag full of little bits and baubles, and you're getting healed.
Oh, and it's a really good thing Noxie didn't roll a nat 1 on that original dexterity saving throw.
So real quick, I just need to check this.
Because that would have meant
What
that
is-
Noxie would have been directly underneath where the worm's mouth was appearing, and would have fallen directly into it.
Add 4 to that healing. You get healed for 16.
And then she could have had a superhero moment where she cut herself out.
Maybe.
With my little daggers, sure.
Yeah.
And then I'll move right there. And Gerald, you got your healing, right? Quentin?
Quentin!
Yeah, sorry.
Awesome.
Sad.
Alright. 19.
That would hit.
Sweet. There's that.
And you also have sneak attack. You don't even need to roll. Under the single arrow being shot from Cloud, kind of going right past the rest of the group, she manages to impale this thing right in the head, where eyes normally are. But seeing that this thing is blind, it didn't actually have any. Oh wait, Dread, did that require it need to see?
What?
Did the thing actually need to see you to be frightened?
I think I just have to see it.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. I was making sure I didn't misread that by accident, because that would have been, yeah, I would have had to have, but this thing would have had eyes that I didn't notice. No, but her arrow sent
Yeah.
to the spot on its head where eyes normally exist, but this sort of creature, being blind, had none. And with a shudder, it just kind of collapses into a heap and dies.
I'm gonna go try and find some of my arrows.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm gonna look for my
Make a roll
crossbows.
+1 for those, and I'm going to take a quick break because I need to use the bathroom.
How many rounds was that? Does anybody know?
I don't know because I usually keep track with a tracker, and my crossbow broke about halfway through. So
I believe it was 8.
8? Alright, so 3.
Yep. And Noxie, you attacked 3 times, I believe.
Yeah. Yep, I have 3 used. I'm not sure if the last one where my thing jammed actually used a crossbow, but I'll have to ask when she gets back.
Personally, just because, how powerful they can be, I'm guessing it would shatter, like, logically. But if it just fell to the ground uselessly, you could consider that in the roll to see if it would recover.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait,
Also,
no. If any of my crossbow bolts are, I have a way of fixing them. Never mind, I got it.
But also, if you can't unjam your crossbow, I do have a light crossbow I can pass you. Not sure where I got it, but I have it.
Yeah, mine's magical though.
I know, but this one is just one so you have a ranged option until you get that
Yeah.
one fixed. Actually, wait a minute.
Hey. Don't start that. Fucking asshole. Sorry.
Right, come here.
Oh no, I got.
And I'm back.
Hey, can mending unjam a crossbow?
I'll allow it.
Yeah, but also, when I look around for my crossbow bolts, right?
Yep.
Would I find them lost? Would the ones I won't find be lost, or would they be broken?
That depends. Did you shoot any before the worm emerged?
The one I shot at the worm, was the one where my crossbow jammed.
All I'm saying is you shoot.
So I don't know if that got.
That didn't get shot at all. But did you shoot any before the worm arrived then?
Yeah, I shot 2.
Okay. So if you don't find them, if you roll 1d3 and hit a 3, any of the ones you don't find have been swollen into the ground because the worm emerged.
Nice.
But you find both
Okay.
of them, so you're good.
Okay, cool.
I'm only guessing on how many I've used.
Did you not keep
But I
track
feel-
of them?
Well, so how many rounds was it?
Fortunately,
'Cause if it was 8, okay. Yeah, that should be right.
Noxie would just kind of hold her hand up to Cogsworth and go, no, it's okay, I can fix it.
Don't forget to roll, Noxie.
Yeah. And she is going to cast Mending.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Is everyone back, or is anybody away at the moment?
I'm here. Dread fired 1 bolt. How do I find that?
Roll a 1d2.
Hey, Grizz, I assume I only find 2.
Yeah, you only found the 2. Sorry. And you find your 1 bolt, Dread.
Yeah.
Cloud's gonna walk over to the group.
Cogsworth, Volan, you guys here?
Yep.
I'm here.
Quentin?
Yep, I'm here.
Alright. So, as Cloud walks to rejoin the group, everything just... The fog just seems to descend in and around you. And everything just seems to shift. Your spiritual weapons don't seem to go with you.
Darn it.
Okay. Flip over to my page. I get the right description. Okay. So, you find yourself in what looks like one half of an opulent dining room. There are 2 doors that are constantly opening and closing with faceless waiters coming through, one set carrying dishes of various foods of all kinds, soups, cakes, pies, roasts, you name it. The other carrying away empty dishes. They're all either leaving things or taking them from a massive table that is long, with you guys almost at one end, where they are busy putting food down, and at the other end is a large five-armed troll that is just
Oh boy.
gobbling everything in sight. As you get a moment to watch this, you notice that the food seems to be advancing on its own towards the troll. Just advancing down the table towards him. The half dining room is because the one side of it, past several ornate columns, is completely open to the outside, where you see a desolate landscape. At some distance, you see thin, pale figures moving in near darkness. In the closer up, you see a dead tree and several emaciated bodies and bones laying in the ground. Somewhere in the distance, you also hear an echoing mournful cry of something hunting in the night. What would you guys like to do?
Wait, I thought that was the last damn challenge.
Right off the bat, if they allow me, I'm actually gonna heal Volan and Topaz. So Volan to Topaz.
Ah, thanks, Cogsworth.
And then I'll still technically overheal as you have aid. Up to the 10. And I'll heal Dread too.
How much is the plus?
15 to you. Though I can't remember if I gave you aid. I believe I did.
I think so.
Yeah, which is a plus 10 to your max. So it can overheal your base cap.
Someone tell me if I'm wrong. I thought that was the last challenge.
No, that was the second to last.
You're apparently wrong, Topaz.
For what it's worth, I stopped counting.
I believe that was the 5th one. I'm guessing there's one for each side of the cube.
Wait, what were they again? We had the room with the curtains,
The casino,
the
The hospital.
casino, the hospital,
the lake in the forest,
the lake.
and the carnival. And here we are.
So
At a
this is
banquet.
the 6th
Oh, actually, this would be the 7th. The brothel.
brothel.
Mm.
Oh, you guys couldn't hear me. I'm over here like, no, it's 7.
Wait,
So-
was it 7 and then the 8th room that she couldn't get to, or am I imagining that part?
I believe so. 7 challenges, 8 rooms.
Okay.
Guys?
Yeah.
Small problem.
What's
Any,
up?
anybody have any spare arrows?
By the way, Cloud, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Fuck me. Why? I mean, I know why, but shit.
Cloud, even as you're saying that, you're talking to your companions, but your eyes are just fixed on all the food, and drool is sliding out of your mouth because you even see falafel in that mix.
Oh. Yeah, so does anybody have any extra arrows? Have you ever noticed that arrows kind of look like kebab sticks?
Would we notice Cloud salivating over the food?
Yes, your passive perception must be high enough to easily see it, her salivating over all
So
this food.
how is this food advancing?
It's the equivalent of the table seems to be like enchanted or something of that nature because it's acting like a conveyor belt, just moving it towards the creature at the other end.
And just to confirm, is the surface of the table moving, or is the food simply gliding over like an unseen servant?
It looks like the surface of the table is slowly moving.
Cloud
So,
is like slowly inching towards it. But yeah,
Cloud, you're
about
not allowed to eat mysterious food anymore.
I can still look at it. I can still window shop.
There's no windows. Not on the food, anyway.
Seriously, about those arrows.
So, is the troll on the end that's open or the end that's closed?
Okay, I guess I misspoke when I said which. Okay, the lengthwise is both closed. To one side of the table is are the doors. On the other side, it's completely open to the outside, past several columns.
Okay, so it's left to right that's closed and open.
Yes, and the table's going lengthwise. You're at one end currently, where faceless servants are coming in and putting down plates of food, then going over to the other end and picking up empty dishes and going back to the doors. They're moving at such a rapid pace that no one else could slip by them to those doors either.
So there's literally a constant stream of people.
Yes.
Hey, guys, question.
And the troll
Yeah.
doesn't seem to notice you at all.
Do you think
They're eating.
could we poison the food?
That's what I was thinking.
Wait, why are we poisoning food?
Why would we do that?
Because
I'm not thinking to hurt him.
eating
I'm
it.
thinking to make it taste bad enough to make him stop.
Oh, I was gonna say kill him. All right, there's clearly two separate ideas going on here.
Calling down to the troll. Hey,
The troll continues to eat, but it flicks an eye up. Just basically each of its arms kind of like picking up food and just taking bites.
how do we get out of this zone?
The troll is less than helpful about that. It seems to be quite content with where it's at.
I'm guessing it doesn't know how to leave because it doesn't want to know. It doesn't care enough. It likes where it's at.
We're poisoning it.
And there's a literal hellscape in the opening.
Yes.
What kind of hellscape? Like desolate or literal hell with fire and damnation everywhere?
Desolate, with several nearby bodies, mostly skeletonized, nearby. Dead tree nearby. In the distance, there are some moving figures, but they are thin and pale, and really hard to make out details on them from this distance. And somewhere beyond that, you hear the howls of something.
He's stealing all the food, making other people suffer.
You just want to kill him so you can have all the food, don't you?
No, no. What he's doing is not right. Whether I'm hungry or not, is that falafel? I mean, whether I'm hungry or not.
And yes, it is falafel. You see, it's moving.
What he's doing is wrong.
It's wrong for him to eat.
I'm moving around the other side and seeing if anything is stopping us from going past the table to the opening.
Nothing seems to be stopping you. You kind of step between two columns, and you just kind of feel a slight breeze touching your skin as soon as you get anywhere near leaving this room.
Can I squint my eyes and make anything out about the figures that are moving?
Roll a perception check.
Cogsworth, there's nothing wrong with him eating.
They sure are figures moving.
Yes. They basically look like those two ones, as far as you can tell.
Look at those moving figures.
Wow, Topaz, you're real perceptive today.
Shut up. This looks like a weird painting.
Are those spicy falafels?
It does look like spicy falafel was displaced at the end of the table.
So,
and Cloud's just like inching towards it. Trying not to be noticed.
So what are we going to do to get out of here?
Poison him.
With what?
I don't know. You're the doohickey person.
Doohickey person.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Is anyone able to speak to him in a way that won't force him to open his mouth? Keeps eating, do him mentally?
Does
Cloud.
anyone speak giant?
Well, Cloud will telepathically ask the giant, or the troll, or whatever, can you understand me?
Troll pauses for 1 second, the food nearly stuttering at its end before it quickly grabs it at more pace, and thinks back at you. I can understand you.
How do we get out of here?
Why would you want to leave? There's plenty
Because
to
we...
eat.
Right, but we have a very important... We have previous obligations that we need to uphold.
Well, I'm not keeping you here.
But where do we go to leave?
You can go anywhere you want.
How do we get out of this specific area? Into the next room?
You can always go through the columns, go out there and wander. You can always try to get into the kitchen, but I doubt the servants would let you in.
Is there another option?
Those are the only two I'm aware of.
Would you be able to get into the kitchen?
Why would I want to go into the kitchen? All I need is right here.
Don't make me throw your food on the ground.
I'd like to see you try. The servants will just keep bringing more.
Are you thinking at it?
And Cloud just like puts up a finger.
You look like you're trying
To,
to
like,
pass a
touch it?
gallstone. Are you thinking at it? What are you doing?
Cloud is just like keeping her finger up at Topaz, like, hush. Okay. So, Glutton over here said there's one of two ways. We can either go through the columns and wander around like them, or we can try and get into the kitchen, but good luck because the servants probably won't let us.
He didn't say why they won't let us.
I look back. Why won't they let us into the kitchen?
Because they're too busy feeding me.
So I need to, yeah, well, actually, you don't say that, so I can't say anything. Sorry.
He said that because they're too busy feeding him.
So I need to disrupt the flow. Maybe stop the food from getting to him.
I cast a spell magic on the table.
That's a good ability.
Do I need to make the check?
Yes, you do.
So what would that be? Like, how would I roll that? It's like a wisdom check, basically?
DC equal to I believe so.
Flat or with proficiency?
I believe it's with proficiency.
Okay.
You can do it.
Alright. So the table seems to stop and stutter for a second. Actually, more than a second. The servants at the one end start putting down keep putting down food dishes, but then they start to spill onto the ground, and several of them stop at the other end because there's no longer things advancing. The troll does not look happy about this. It starts pounding its fists into it and just like roaring upsettedly. As this happens, the columns that Topaz is currently standing between, a little doorway opens in both of them. It's a very tiny doorway, basically like, what do I say, 1 foot high, and out walks tiny little clockwork gnomes that are about the same height, and they start ambling towards the table. What do you guys do?
Guys, we gotta get to the kitchen.
Yeah, let's go in the
Hey,
kitchen.
just out of curiosity, though, with the servants, are they still loading on the same point, or are they going down to the far end to load on
They are
empty
loading on the
space?
same point.
Damn. So
guess I'll follow
charge?
the way going to the kitchen.
Yep, kitchen.
Kitchen.
Oh, you went through this
All right.
much faster than the last group.
What? No.
Yeah, you guys went out into the desolation and fought something, and then came back and started breaking the table. Yeah. But a white light surrounds you as you guys all enter the kitchen, and you feel stronger. Let's see here. You gain a level. You're all level 9.
Hmm.
Hey.
You gain the effects of a long rest.
Yeah.
Nice.
Darn, I didn't import that map after all. Ah, well. That's okay. I can recreate it anytime I want. It's too bad Hamlet's not here.
Damn. Should have just gone with the average.
Okay.
Here comes my big rolls.
That'll help, because at least this means that we'll probably get this done tonight. Not have to worry about next
Question.
week.
Do we reroll once?
Not for HP now.
Alright.
Like, you always have the choice of taking the average before you roll. Or you can gamble and take the roll. So, you find yourself. Let me know when you're done leveling up. Then I'll go into to talk about what you see. I hate when I forget how to spell something.
Ah, now I need to look up spells.
Hey, babe.
Yeah?
Can you come help me?
Depends. What am I helping with?
Level up. I think I fucked something up.
What's up?
Just come here. It'll be easier for me to show you.
Oh dear.
You guys okay?
I haven't looked at it yet. I'm just scared of what I'm about to see. I'm still going over all of my stuff.
Topaz is done. That was an easy level.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dread just gained third level spells. That's why I'm looking.
I just gained level 5 spells.
Nice.
I'm choosing a feat.
I can Remo Williams now and run on walls and water.
I need to figure out what I want to sacrifice for this, but I really want to get Mass Cure Wounds.
Don't need more eventually.
I'm so confused.
Alright, I'm coming.
Wow, Full 20 is really lagging today on its compendium.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Oh, and real quick, when you say the effects of a long rest, does that mean that if necessary, I can also use my healer thing on them again?
Yeah, it's full, anything you get
Sure.
back at a long rest, you get back.
Cool.
Even if it's like, dawn, praying, clerical things.
Okay.
Is aid no longer in effect?
Correct. Yeah, aid would anything that goes away at a long rest also would go away. Sadly.
Okay.
All right, and I'll just go ahead and pop 8 again at a 3rd level. Topaz, Volan, Dread. And Dread, you'll be at full health, don't forget.
Is it still 10?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured it out. Literally nothing changed. Breathe through it, Patchy. You're fine. See?
Ooh, what is
What's wrong
this?
with Patchy?
Oh, he was reverse sneezing.
Oh, my cat sounds like that sometimes.
And he gets anxious, so then he'll throw up, and it's a whole thing.
Poor sweet boy.
You're just an asshole, Patchy. Come here, Chi.
Give me the text.
Come here. I got 5 HP. That was it. Woo!
What about your constitution? You add your constitution to the average.
What is my... Woo!
That spell. I'm excited.
How do we stand with diamonds as far as how many diamonds do we have? What value?
We have a diamond worth 300.
300.
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I am done.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yep. Same.
Okay.
Yep.
Hoo-hoo. Nice.
You know how to work that right into your sheet, right?
Yeah, I'm editing right now.
I'm just suffering from there's a bunch of lagging going on with these roll 20 tonight, and I might have to restart roll 20. Yay!
I'm playing in another game. It's actually World of Warcraft as 5E, and I've got a monk in that too. And their book is a little different in that some levels you would get talents, and you can take a talent from a different class if you qualify for it. And so, like in that, I took instead of slow fall, I took brutal critical, and we're at a level I actually have it twice for a monk, which is hilarious.
Cool. Give me 1 second. I think I have to reload in. This thing's lagging at me.
Oh, babe.
Yeah?
If it makes you feel any better, Apache's paw is fine.
Yay.
You didn't break him.
Woo.
Okay. So, you find yourself in front of 7 plinths.
What's a plinth? I'm sorry.
They're like these marble things with a top on that you can put something on top of.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Each of them has a different symbol carved into it. And at your feet are 7 random items. In front of you, past these plinths, is a wall of mist. What would you guys like to do?
Well, chances are we have to put them either in the order that we did them or in the order of the rooms.
There's also 7 of us, so it could just be that we need to carry them.
Yeah, that could be it too. Topaz, pick one up and put it on the marble thingy. Put it on the marble thingy.
You do it.
You do it.
Do you want me to do it? Because
Gerald, you do it. You're new.
You're new.
Is initiation. Go on. Quentin. Quentin.
Yeah, sorry.
Put one of the things on the marble thing.
I put one of the things on the marble thing.
You pick up
Which
an item
one?
at random and put it on a random plinth.
Wait, what are the options?
You have
There.
to examine either the plinths or the items.
Okay, let's do that. What are the items?
Okay, you look down and you see the following: a violin, a coin, what looks to be one of those clown noses, a group of grapes, a white feather, a small pin with the picture of 2 snakes around a staff on it,
Uh-huh.
and a small clockwork gnome.
Oh.
Oh, so obviously we have to put them in order of the rooms
Well-
we went through.
What do the pedestals do? Is there anything on them?
There are symbols on each of them.
What do these symbols look like?
Roll an Arcana check.
Am I even capable? Oh, I'm pretty decent.
Some of these you might not get because you weren't there when we ran into those rooms.
I don't
We
know.
would have lost Wes by now.
Gerald is completely confused. For some reason, his brain is not computing the symbols to anything.
Look,
Okay.
there's something on here. I just don't know what it is.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the marble things and look.
Roll an Arcana check.
Fuck.
You're the sad lady.
Nox is gonna go up and go like, do we just need to find out what the deal is with these things?
I
We-
think so.
We need to put them in the order, I think, of the rooms that we've been in. They each equate to one of the rooms. The violin was obviously the first room.
That's
Coin is
what
the
I
casino.
said.
Clown nose, as we know what that is. The snake staff is the Medusa. The clockwork gnome was the last room. I'm not sure about the grapes. Grapes
Great to be
feather.
gluttony.
No, Clockwork Gnome was the last room we were in.
Or, yeah,
Can I
Great.
have the marble?
grapes
Uh,
could be.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm just thinking.
Noxie holds her hand out for the marble and asked. I already.
There's no marble. The plinths are made of marble.
Oh, the plinth. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Cloud
What was
just like throws her hands up. That's what I said.
You probably thought it and didn't actually say it.
No,
I
she
didn't.
said it.
no, I think Topaz is right. I didn't hear shit.
You're not the most perceptive folk.
Maybe.
Cloud just sits down. Fine. I won't fucking help them.
Me. All right.
You know what? Take that feather and shove it up your ass.
I don't think that's
Wait.
what it's for.
Wait. I walk up to one of the plinths and I cast Legend Lore.
All right.
While he does that, I'll go ahead just in case cast Identify as a ritual.
Hey, Gerald. Quentin. Real quick question. Do you remember what was written on those 7 plinths from the last time you were here?
I think I know, but I don't know in which order, so it basically means the same
order
thing.
Okay, so you know for certain that the order doesn't matter. It's just the the words that are on the plinths.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know which plinth is what.
It doesn't matter. You just say,
Yeah.
here are the 7 plinths. Here's what each of them say.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can I? Oh yeah.
You can tell them.
Oh,
With whisper
oh
tone.
yeah. Okay. So guys, these plinths,
Each one has a single word on them.
they have like a word on them, and the word is like for instance hunger or like greed or
It's the sins.
yeah lust and such. I don't think you should be putting those randomly on here.
Cloud picks up a feather.
We're not going to be putting them on there randomly. We put
Where's
them in the
Lust?
order of the frickin' rooms.
Where's Lust?
That's that one.
I go and sit it on the one he points at.
Nothing bad happens.
Alright, so the feather is lust. The clockwork gnome is gluttony.
Greed is the coin.
Carnival has to be wrath.
Mm-hmm. Which one represents the carnival though?
The clown nose.
Clown nose.
Clown nose? Okay. So I didn't hear every single one of them. Cut out all weird for me.
What was the violin?
We'll save that one for last.
Oh,
So
fuck.
the
Oh,
coin is
no.
greed.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
Wait, why are there? Oh, okay. For a second there, it's like, why is she rolling d20s? And then I remembered. Oh, okay. Was like,
Remember what
is something
happens when he
bad?
speaks now.
Yeah. For a second there, I was like, is someone gonna die because someone rolled a one?
Yes, possibly.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, no, never mind. It's you already rolled that one, Noxie. Let's try rolling that again. Unless you want to be immune to alcohol for even longer. All
Gold.
around you, Noxie, as you say that, butterflies just suddenly appear and just start flapping around your head. And flower petals seem to be drifting around you.
Okay, that's happening.
And what the
I'm
fuck
a
is
dr-
that, Noxie?
I'm a druid now.
Guys, he's closing the book too.
Oh no!
Oh god. Yeah, after you say that, and for the next minute, pink bubbles are just gonna be floating on your mouth anytime you speak.
Do we hear what she says, or is it just
It's
pink
just pink
bubble?
bubbles.
So that's happening. How about we put the other things on the things?
Cloud's gonna pick up the coin. Where's Greed?
Wait, where was it again? It was that one, I think.
Okay. Like keeping an eye on Noxie.
So currently, you have placed the coin, the clown nose,
The feather.
and the feather, and the clockwork gnome. You still have the caduceus, the grapes, and the violin.
Caduceus could be pride.
I would thinking the same thing. Pride. The violin
Yeah.
is probably envy. Which would
Yeah.
That's
leave
what
the grapes as sloth.
That makes sense.
Which one was sloth?
The grapes in the pond. I'm
The
not. I
pond.
don't.
Okay.
We weren't there
I know,
long enough.
I know that's what I was thinking as well. I just wanted to confirm.
Noxie just kind of sits down and just starts meditating. Quotation marks, meditating.
Cloud's gonna like pick up the artifacts and like look at Gerald and hold up an artifact so he can point where to put it. Violin.
Envy.
Where's Envy?
That one.
Okay.
I think.
Where's Sloth?
That should be there.
These are actually some nice looking grapes. Where's Pride?
Pride at this point is the last one. Is the last one without an object on it.
And I sit the thingy on Pride.
And with that, all 7 plinths light up and sink into the ground. The fog suddenly drifts away, leaving a gate and high walls.
Is this how we die?
I mean, it's just a gate.
Okay, I vote new guy goes first.
Sure.
Great.
I just used the 5th level spell slot though. There goes all my firepower. That's sure. I'm gonna go.
this.
I am being pushed through the gate, so let's go. Fuck it. No regrets. Going in.
So you go in, you open up the gate and go in, Gerald, or did you do something? Because I heard you say something
Yeah.
about spell slots.
No. Yeah, no, I'm sad that I wasted my 5th level spell slot if I'm gonna go head first into
Legend lore.
death.
Okay.
But yes, let's go. I was told to go in here. I have no
Okay.
choice.
You push open the gate, and the image on the other side resolves itself, and you see all of this in front of you.
Huh!
Can I
You
just go
see-
backwards?
You see a large crystal structure surrounded by 6 strange orbs, and around them are 6 fiends that seem to be chattering at each other in a combination of infernal and abyssal.
This is why we leveled up. Ah,
Do any of you speak those languages?
I know Infernal.
Well, I was just looking to see if I know.
I only speak Celestial. I doubt these boys would be speaking that.
So you're hearing something about the term soul and lost and your fault, and then after the gates open up, they stop arguing and look towards Gerald.
I give them a friendly wave and go like, "Hey guys, do you know where the exit is?
Topaz, go
I'm
shut
kind
the
of
gate.
lost."
Go shut the gate.
Give me one
So that's
second.
what a V-Rock is.
Topaz, go shut the gate.
let me put up the gate for you so that it's easier to.
It's
You guys
easier
say-
to offer up Geralt to the masses. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
is my minute up or I'm still pink bubbles?
I'm gonna say your minute ends just as Gerald is walking through this gate and you're hearing
Okay.
abyssal and infernal, and suddenly
boy.
it's going quiet.
They're arguing about something. Something is someone's fault.
Yeah, they stopped arguing and are now looking at the tasty boy though.
Oh, great demons, accept our offering. Can we go now?
Do you actually say this to them?
Sure.
Geralt would look back and with a face of how could you betray me like this?
So this figure with the wings spreads outer wings and just goes flying over, and is looking over at Gerald. And she's looking past the gate towards you lot.
That was a joke.
I
Oh,
didn't
wait.
mean it, you stupid slut. I'm gonna run up here and punch her in the forehead.
Motherfucker.
wait.
Punch her.
Can I try to stop her?
Yeah.
Can I try and intervene?
Gerald, yes you may. Roll a dexterity check to see if you tackle her or grab her or anything before you can launch the first punch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I'd like to attempt to cast Hold Person on her.
Okay, you roll your casting, Cogsworth. Roll your casting.
DC 16, Wisdom, or be held.
Or that.
Ring of free action.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Question. I assume rope trick Couldn't.
So Topaz, I need you. Let's see. I need you to roll either an
Me-
counter dexterity or a strength check to avoid Gerald's grasp.
I know, dear. That's why I asked. Because I wasn't.
Is that athletics or acrobatics?
Yes, either one. Either one we'd like. You have to beat a.
Please
15.
fail. This is worse than Odessa. I thought I was blood hungry.
Okay.
I swear to God, if we TPK from an impulsive punch.
Cloud's
Can-
gonna walk up.
Can I take the punch instead?
Do you attempt to get between Topaz and the Arianus?
Sure.
Topaz, roll your attack.
Volan, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to shut the gate.
The gate's actually vanished.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh, never mind.
Ha!
I thought you said you were punching her, not trying to stab her with a spear.
Well, I could stun her with either.
Same difference.
So, as the other fiends look on, she just kind of folds her arms and just kind of glares at Topaz. It says in common, "And here I thought you were saying that you had an offering to give," and gestures at Gerald.
Well,
Yeah, we do. She is the offering.
I'm so sorry for my friend's rashness.
yes, just a little.
Let that one.
Gerald, do you still intend to take the blow?
At this point, she can be the offering. Wait, let me roll a wisdom. I'm an Asimo. I'm chaotic good. Yes, this would be chaotic good. I'll take the knife wound, whatever. Whatever this is. Sure. Ow. A lot.
Gerald is just kind of in between, tossed himself in between and has taken a spear to the gut.
How about you calm down, lady? It's a bit early for stabby stabs.
We'd actually like to get out
You're
of
the
here
new
alive.
guy. Fuck off.
I look at Volan. Fair warning, if we get out of this alive,
Maybe
I'm
we
sorry.
can talk our way out of this, man. I don't think we can fight like 5 of them.
Oh,
6. But if you could not, I'd like to live.
yes.
I am going to telepathically ask whatever this is. What kind of offering would you accept to let us leave?
She's kind of glaring at Topaz for a moment, and then looks over at you, Cloud.
I would like to negotiate.
We only need a soul in order to activate the ritual.
A single soul?
One last soul. We already have 5, and we need 6.
Does any of you have pets?
Well, Cloud's gonna walk up to her and pull out Nyx. If I give her to you, and you take her soul, can we leave?
Roll persuasion.
Aren't we here for an artifact?
That's what I was about to ask, but I have no clue what's going on because they're speaking telepathically.
Yeah.
What's a Nyx?
Rat by the name of Nyx.
She kind of looks down at the rat and just sighs. It needs to be from a sapient creature.
Cloud's like, what sapient?
Are we done pretending to deal with demons now?
If only I took animate objects.
Like what Noxie said, aren't we looking for an object and then leaving? By the way, Noxie, roll.
Oh yeah. Just one quick question. The artifact is described to us, right? Like we know what it is.
He just told you that it's something at the very end or the bottom of this of these rooms.
Okay. This is just a big crystal, right?
That's how it appears to you. Yes, there does appear to be something inside of it. A kind of a figure. Let's see. Hold on.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Spooky. And then these things. What exactly are these things again?
These appear to be some kind of well, the way they were gathered around it with discussing. It seems like they are some kind of activators, or perhaps like something that deals with whatever is in the middle here.
Hey, you guys are trying to revive something, right?
Yes, actually, what is the deal here? Since we're unaware of what Cloud's doing.
Y'all do remember we're here to take something that the person who hired us couldn't take for themselves?
Well,
It's hard to take it if we're dead. So
Look
please
at
calm
these
down.
things.
Artifacts. What kind of artifacts do you guys have? Just questions.
Oh, I see. You're here for her too, are you? But you're not planning to release her like we are. You just want to take her prison.
why don't you
What?
tell us
No.
tell us what's going on?
Topaz, if you still wish to attack, you get an attack of opportunity as the air in us suddenly flies upward about 40 feet. The rest of you, in spite of even though you're clustered around her, don't currently have your weapons at the ready. So the only person with attack of opportunity would be Topaz.
No, let her go.
Okay. She is 40 feet up.
Very, very weird question.
I look back at Dread. I can't believe you're allowing this.
I'm trying to find out. We can't fight all of these.
Why not?
You know?
And even
It's your death wish, Topaz.
I mean, in that case, we gave them. Nah, I can't do that.
All right, scaredy cat.
alright, and as you guys are watching, I need Dread to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I might be scared, but at least I'm smart.
Yeah.
I might be dumb, but at least I've got integrity.
At least I got a life.
Okay.
No. Look, I already died once.
Same. Sort of.
I don't plan on doing it again so soon.
What are you summoning? Who are you summoning?
And the Eridas gestures at the crystal that seems to have a skeleton in the middle of it. We are unlocking the prison.
Who's in prison there?
I really hope Noxie gets a nat 1 in
Our
front of these
Messiah.
people.
Ooh,
That is all you need to know.
so you're not going to tell us who might hate or want her bad enough to take her from you, then?
Oh, if I had to guess as to who sent you, it wasn't out of hate.
If what if you guys need like one more soul, right, to get whatever this is going, right?
To unlock her prison, yes.
Yeah, but wouldn't the more powerful soul be better?
It
Right?
matters
The more
not.
powerful.
The souls we gathered were for revenge.
Then why not give one up in sacrifice?
And she kind of gestures at the others. None of us have souls, idiot.
Noxie's just inching closer.
The large winged thing, it just kind of looks down at you and makes some weird bird chirping, half screeching noises towards you.
I wave and smile. I just keep moving.
I'm going to. It's risky and it's probably not going to end well. But I am going to telepathically ask Topaz.
Oh wow, this is gonna go out great.
Yeah,
Don't freak out. But do you actually think we can take them?
Nods.
Okay. How do you want to do it?
I don't have. Oh, never mind. I don't have the thing.
kind of flick my eyes up toward the Aranese and think to myself,
She's floating up there with a bizarre
well, that
whip in her
one,
hand, kind of
that
warming
one probably
down
needs
at
to
you.
die first.
Agreed. If you tell me what the plan is, I can relay it to everybody else.
I was just going to run up the wall and launch myself at her.
We need to be tactful.
I don't know which of these is more powerful or not, but she seems to be the one that leads them.
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
They're
you
all
don't know why
demons to me.
What if we aim for the crystal and break it?
I don't know what that does.
Also, what was the name that they said? Someone had spoken and I couldn't hear what it was. In the crystal.
They okay. You personally couldn't hear it. They mentioned it was their messiah.
You want to do your little mind thing and ask one of the others that would know what that does. I could probably break it with my ring.
I ask Dread. Psst, Dread. This is all in your head, by the way.
Okay, what?
Hey, do you know what that crystal does? Like, hypothetically, if we broke it, would we be able to
Dread,
figure out what might happen?
roll me a history check at advantage.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, whatever it is, you completely forgot about about being told anything about this, even in
Yeah.
whispers.
I just kind of said I have no clue.
Cogsbarth.
Yeah?
Do you know what this crystal does? Like, what if we broke it?
Do I know what the crystal does?
Roll an Arcana
Now,
check.
now that I've gotten a little bit closer to it,
Well, the
could I-
I'm trying to stare you down.
yeah, but now that I got a little bit, could I peer a little bit closer into it to try and figure out what's going on in there?
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
Well, at least one of us can actually fucking roll.
I mean, it was a 7, but yeah.
Shh, shh, shh.
Alright. I'm going to whisper to Noxie. You gaze into this crystal, into this thing that we referred to as a prison. And you see, the skeleton isn't exactly floating. It just seems that way at first. But it seems to be embedded completely in crystal, unable to move. Still, you can see bits of light dancing in its eyes. I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw at advantage.
Oh, okay. No bless.
Okay. You hear a voice in your head, a woman's voice. You should help me get out of here. You should help me. Come join the court of chaos.
Oh, I can respond, right?
You can respond in your head, yeah.
Who are you?
I've been many names, but the one that has been stricken from the record so that people could not whisper of me is Megalus.
Okay. I'm already part of a crew, but I don't know if I should free you or not, because I don't know. Do I know the name of?
The only. Oh, go ahead. What were you asking?
I know the name or anything related to the person that hired us.
They did. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what he said to you. The only thing was that you know it was a he, but he really didn't say anything else. He didn't give his name. He didn't even give a call number. He just basically said what he'd be willing to do for you in exchange for you guys going into this cube and getting whatever artifact is at the very bottom.
Okay. In that case, I would ask: is someone trying to break you out?
They are. The ones around you are. But they are short one soul to activate.
Do you carry an artifact?
I carry nothing. Everything of me was stolen away. My armor was stolen by a child. Or more so by his mother, who imprisoned me here. She gave it to him as a gift, but it is mine. And I will take it from him one day.
We'll see about that. And I will. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not entirely sure if it's done talking to me, but Noxie has pretty much gotten all the information she wants from it.
Well, it might still whisper. The figure in there might still whisper in your head, but
Yeah.
if you're done talking and you wish to return to the group, I can move you back. You guys have just seen Noxie go walking up to to this large crystal structure and seemingly staring fixedly at it for a while.
You ain't got to tell us. We saw her move.
We saw the low wisdom save.
Noxie kind of speaks up and goes, "All right, we don't need to let this thing free. This thing's like evil."
Gonna ask Noxie. What do you mean evil? What's in there?
Oh, I wrote the name down, but where did I write it down?
You were gone for 3 minutes and you lost the name already?
I wrote it down somewhere. What was the name, Grizz? Sorry.
I'll whisper it to you.
I swear to God, if
Who?
It's some kind of deity or something.
What's the name? Yes, and I was just about to say, I would say all this telepathically, but I ain't saying it now.
Oh, you've just increased in size for 1 minute.
does that give the effective enlarge?
You guys see Noxie just,
Oh God!
just
I mean,
swell up.
Wouldn't she
Would it
just
be medium?
Yeah, wouldn't she be medium?
Oh, you're considered small?
Yeah.
Okay then. So you just see Noxie swell up to the size of a human.
Real quick, does she get
Yes!
the D4 effective enlarge?
Yes,
Cool.
for 1 minute.
What'd you say, Noxie?
The others just
Finally.
stare at her.
None of you can call me small anymore.
Is that supposed to happen?
Also, was the name you said Megalith?
Megalith, yes.
Can I roll a religion to see if I recognize that?
I clearly accidentally cast some kind of powerful druid spell.
Can I do that as well?
Yes.
That was religion?
Yes.
I find it marginally annoying, though, that the religion is not wisdom-based.
Yeah.
Neither of you know the name.
I think it's because it's knowledge of religious history and stuff like that.
We didn't pay attention to evil deity names while we were in class, apparently, Cogsworth.
Did classes exist back when I was awake?
Noxie, so instead of Fury of the Small, do you now have Fury of the Medium?
Fury of the average.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, yes, I guess. Because I am medium mechanically, I could only target these large boys.
Is there
So-
somebody still in my head?
Cloud, you still in her head?
Yeah, because I would have told her that no, we all dumb.
Look, just out of curiosity, and I'm saying this out loud, why don't you guys take the crystal out? Wouldn't it be easier to get souls there? Or from one of the other rooms?
The large gorilla-like thing actually is the one that speaks up. We have tried. It can't move. This all holds her in place.
Can you guys not leave them?
We're not leaving till we get her free.
So you care about her, but you don't care enough to go get a soul. You wait
Oh,
for them to
We
come
couldn't
here.
leave this. We haven't been able to leave this area.
Okay.
What's beyond them? Like, what are the parameters of this room?
Basically, you see the walls, and way past there is just mist. Past there is just mist. Past there is just mist. Same with beyond there.
And I'm
But
throwing the
roll-
question out telepathically. Do we
Topaz,
even?
Topaz,
What
roll
is it that we
perception
want?
check.
What roll? What?
Perception check.
And what'd you say, Topaz?
What is it that we even want? Is that
Cogsworth,
what we
roll
want? The
perception check as
thing in the?
I don't know. We were just told to get an artifact. I don't.
She said that she doesn't have anything on her.
This is telepathically, Noxie. I don't know
Oh,
if you were
my bad.
saying that.
My bad.
No,
Well,
you're fine.
I would,
You're fine.
I would still
Cogsworth,
relay this.
Perception, please.
Still relay this information.
Who's rolling perception?
You.
You.
Me? Okay.
So do we? Huh.
In true scavenger fashion, Noxie's gonna go look around the room, just kind of like do a quick like, is there anything else that I could probably dig up and that would be like an artifact or something?
Roll a perception check.
Hey, Topaz. Since he just said an artifact, doesn't that mean we could technically take anything out of this room and it could be considered an artifact?
No, cat. That's not how it works.
Look, I don't need your attitude.
The only objects in this room are the crystal itself and the six little lighty the six balls that are surrounding it.
How big are those?
They appear to be a fixed. Let's see. They actually they are also on plinths, but they appear to be what am I trying to say? Cemented in, attached, unmoving from them.
Do any of them look different than the others? Some of them mentioned they need another soul.
Roll investigation.
Because I'm great at those.
You can do it.
Huh!
You're welcome.
None of them look different. If,
God damn it.
if any of them need another soul, the souls must still be on the fiends.
Weird question. Why are devils and demons working together? Out loud?
The Air Menace quickly responds from above. That is because we are the court of chaos. We defy the normal conventions of our kinds and work together to conquer the to conquer the underworld under the banner of our Messiah.
But isn't chaos just more demon stuff? I thought that was all they did.
Then you're not privy to the secrets of our court.
Well, then tell us. If you even actually have any. Sounds like you're just doing evil for evil's sake. You're no different than the rest of your kind.
And you are no different from the mortal kind either.
I'm a fucking sea elf. I'm different than everyone in here. Don't give me that shit. You demon bitch. Come flying down here and say it to my face.
Technically, we're all different from each other.
I grow tired of this. It's easy. It'll be easy enough to harvest soul from one of your corpses. And she signals.
Anything's better than standing here with the view right up your crotch. You need to shave.
Turn order. Glad. Yeah, you're still there as the as initiative begins.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't know. This feels like a bad combat.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be a horrible combat.
Y'all should have just offered me up as a snack, man.
No, we're not going to do that any more than if you were an actual player character here. Because if we did that, that would be meta in the extreme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I don't think these characters would be willing to do so.
You
As
say
a
that.
joke, yes, but not in game.
For
I
yourself.
mean, Topaz has been pretty stabby. I don't know.
Oh, Topaz is very stabby.
Topaz is very rash.
Brash.
Yeah, but most of the time she gets shit done. So
It's full of panache.
I was gonna say at least Gris rolled bad, but then I saw she rolled short 20.
oh hell.
Hey, at least it has no decks.
Hey, Gris, could you not?
Guys,
Well,
I would like to say it was nice fighting with you.
Dread will probably have to go first because otherwise we haven't really initiated any offensive actions technically. Unless Noxie or Dread does it.
I mean,
Would it be obvious that they're jockeying for an aggressive position?
No, the Aranis just immediately stated the attack. She ordered her.
It's easy to harvest souls off of corpses. Like,
Yes.
they're obviously assaulting us.
Yes, she just decided to start up the attack.
and to be fair, Topaz has been trying to shank her for the last minute.
Yeah.
She
I'm
got
surprised
an
it took
idea.
this long.
But with Nuxie like
She's 40 feet in the air, right?
the Aranis is currently 40 feet in the air.
So this would be best done to. Okay, cool. I'm going to cast a spell.
Is it a
Yeah.
druid spell?
Not a druid spell. I'm casting Fairy Fire. And it's going to be on. Let me try to draw. It's gonna be kind of in the center here. I'm trying to get a cube where I can get all three of these guys.
I don't think you can. You've got only 4 squares by 4 squares. Let's see. Maybe. If you did from there.
I'm just gonna have Hamlet pop in at this point. I don't know what's going on with Caleb. I don't know where he is, but I think you guys might need the extra help.
If you catch part of them, I guess they're.
Yeah,
It
as long as they're
counts.
in the space, it should be all right.
So you could do it there and then actually get all 3.
All right. They would have to make a dexterity saving throw. They only have to be a 13, I believe.
So.
Oh, 14.
Did you say Aranis and the Balgara?
So Varrock, the Nikoloth.
I thought you were still going after
Devil.
that one. So that's dexterity saving throw.
13 DC.
One of them looks kind of chunky. I don't think he can move very fast.
And I also rolled. I also rolled for Hamlet, so I'm gonna have Hamlet go right after you since he technically rolled a 22. But dexterity saving throw on the Varrock. What's your DC?
My DC is 14.
Okay.
So
And
that's
the Chain Devil?
Hmm?
Was it the Chain Devil or the Bulgara?
Devil.
Chain Devil.
Because it is a cube, I can get those guys.
Yes. So did it hit all 3 or just 2?
All 3, I think.
Good.
Alright.
He say, "All right, Nikoloth, please, please."
Well, I don't know what to tell you. They all have resistance to magic.
Oh my god. All right, cool. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, so Hamlet, who just suddenly popped into existence again as a gnome, after having been a cat for a while, doesn't seem to say anything, but he is going to cast. Hold on. He's going to cast Moonbeam up at the Aranus. At level.
Is Moonbeam a pillar or is it like a laser out of your hand? I can never remember.
Cylinder.
Hello.
Cool.
So that.
It's only 10 feet across. He could put that so it could. I think it might be able to hit both of them.
If you go halvesies.
Yeah.
Okay. Cylinder. Hold on. I'm trying to remember if it stays there or not. Is Moonbeam the one that
It
stays
can be
there?
moved.
Yeah,
Can
As
be
an
Okay,
action,
cool.
it can be moved.
So I'm gonna put a cylinder out. Actually, let me see if I have that under spell effects. I have a whole spell effects thingy in here.
Oh god, that was longer than I realized. I'm sorry.
Okay, actually, I have something close enough. 40 foot cylinder. 5 foot radiance. Okay, so that's.
But it's 40 feet high, so it still hits her.
Yeah. So that would only hit her.
No, it's 2 by 2.
So it's more like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it'd be a circle. So if it's centered on that point, it could technically hit them both. But that's GM rule.
Let me read that again. Hold on. I'm easily confused on these things sometimes. There we go.
It's
So you're
basically
suggesting
would be like
there.
that. Like
Okay, that's even better. Thanks.
you drop it like that.
Okay, that'll work. Thanks. I'm bad with those things for some reason. Okay, so they both need to make Constitution saving throws. Belgra first. This one is not resistant. That's good. Did resist that. So that's half. That's 6 points of damage to the Belgra. Whoops, hold on. Yeah. 6 points of damage.
Radiant ought to hurt him. One hopes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Definitely.
it's silver. No.
That one has magical resistance.
Well, to make matters worse, demons and devils are both different as far as their resistance.
Yep.
Ooh,
I think
she
one
failed that.
requires silver and the other requires magic, or silver and magic, or something.
So she takes 12 points of damage. Ugh. Shape changer makes it save throws advantage if it fails. Okay. Alright, so Dread, you're up next.
So I say eighth within 30 feet of me. And I will cast Aura of Vitality on myself.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Need to click that twice. We'll cast Spiritual Weapon so it actually appears up there by... Or no, I can't. That's two spell, so I can't do it. Never mind.
It's a concentration spell, so let's put concentration on you. And do you have the Aura of Vitality?
Yeah, I've cast it on myself.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do?
That's all I can do.
Okay. Nikolath charges this direction right at Topaz. Both of those miss. Cambion looks at your shiny radiance, Dread, and comes after you. Alright. Actually, it doesn't even need to move, really. It looks at you, Dread. Roll a wisdom saving throw. And smiles. That does beat the DC. So, it frowns a little as it realizes that, you did not fall into its charms.
Do I realize it cast a spell on me?
You might realize that it was attempting to charm you.
See,
Not
I'm
necessarily
not.
with a spell, with its own radiance.
I say in Infernal, I'm not your. You're not my type.
Chained Devil. Chained Devil, seeing that Topaz is the biggest threat, comes charging over to her. Actually,
Why am I the biggest threat?
doesn't need to get that so close. It's got a 10-foot reach, so chains comes swooshing out of its body, out from around its body, and start trying to grapple you.
Whiff, whiff.
Gerald.
Okay, shine. Time to shine. Oh, what's going on here? Quite literally. Who were the prime targets again? I think this. I'm gonna just step in here and I'm gonna. How does twin spell work again? I'm gonna twin spell haste on 2 people.
Who would you like to haste?
I think Volan is one of them.
Alright.
And I think Topaz, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Volan and Topaz. And then I'm gonna quicken spell. So I can do shock and grasp on the big boy next to me, this one.
Do you now have concentration up for haste?
So shock and grasp. Does that hit?
It does not hit.
Damn it. Okay, that's it.
By the way, Topaz, don't forget half health. Let me know.
Okay.
Don't forget, you guys have +2 AC. And you have advantage on dex saving throws. And you have an additional action which you can use to make one weapon attack.
Sweet.
So go ham.
Please go ham quickly, because Topaz did a number on me.
Okay, so I already rolled for the damage for the top of the round. I did it just as the spell was cast, since that's what I usually end up doing. But I don't need to roll it again this turn because it already took damage. It didn't take damage from the spell being cast, but it took damage from the start of its turn. It's just easier to contemplate when you look at that. So the Aranus, let's see, what does it have for attacks? It needs to get close up. Oh, no, it doesn't. It has longbow. So it looks down at you guys. It will fly a bit over here.
Does it drop its sphere or put it away? Because I recall you saying it had something in its hand.
It was holding a whip.
Okay, whip.
and it switches that out for a longbow.
Doesn't Fallen get an attack of opportunity?
40 feet in the
40
air.
feet in the air.
Oh,
I think that's what the wing means with the 4.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's actually going to be targeting Dread. She kind of looks down and sees Dread, and then hisses, "Why did I not see this before? What you are." "Attack the paladin!" she shouts. "It is one of her paladins!" And you hear the sudden hissing and growling and other words spoken in either abyssal or infernal at that.
Oh.
Holy shit.
What does your aura do for you, Dread? Does it protect you against any of that? Do I have to roll again for attacks?
I mean, the +2 to AC should help.
Is Divine Health only against diseases, correct?
Yeah.
Dread?
Divine Health is only
Oh,
against
sorry.
disease.
Let's see. So the 27 hits, but the 17 and 15 would miss.
Okay. Because that aura of vitality, what does it do in response? Because she is 40 feet. She's 40 feet up, as well as being that distance away from you. Does your aura? Because does your aura hit 60 feet away?
A 30-foot radius, and
Okay, so no, she's outside of that because she's technically 40 feet up.
the aura of vitality only helps my allies. It helps me, lets me
Okay.
just heal
Okay.
them.
All right, that works. I wasn't sure.
Let's see, so
I wasn't sure if it was anything like that, even though I already read the. So yeah, you need a Constitution saving throw.
Does only the one attack hit, as heavy of a hit as it is?
The crit was the only one that hit.
Okay.
And Dread saved. Nice.
Still takes the damage, right? Just doesn't take residual damage?
She doesn't take. She isn't poisoned though. She takes the poison damage, but not actually the poison effects.
Cool.
Topaz. You're up.
Okay, I'm gonna use the haste for a dash. Here. I'm going to be throwing one attack at the Chain Devil, one attack at the Nikoloth.
Okay.
This is the one at the Chain Devil.
Okay, that hits.
This is the one at the Nikoloth.
That one unfortunately does not hit.
And 15, 20. Going up the wall. 40 feet up the wall.
Haste.
No. Well, haste is helping me with
No,
because
I'm
I'm
just thinking
using
to
as a
myself
dash.
how many how far you.
Yeah, so 40 feet up the wall. I still have tons of movement left. Parkouring off the wall and leaping at her. And with the bonus action attack, I will attempt to slam into her and grapple her and pull her down.
All right.
So I guess we're doing athletics, or she uses her acrobatics or whatever.
I keep forgetting haste doubles your movement speed. Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, she's gonna be trying to roll.
Oh, I don't think I needed to. It does double my movement speed. I didn't need to use it as a dash.
That's what I was saying about haste.
I had 110 before I even bothered with that. So okay, I
Ooh,
still have.
She failed.
I still have another. I still have another attack, and I have another.
So you get the attempted grapple. You grapple her.
All right, so that was the third attack from the haste, and I still have my bonus.
It's going to be slamming her to the ground.
Well, I've got a hold of her, so I guess we're grappling in midair now.
Which
I
means
don't
that
know if
she's
she
falling. It also
hold
means
my
that
weight.
Because you're grappling her, so her wings can't move. So that means she's falling. That would
Okay.
also mean that unless you let her go, you'd be subject to fall damage.
No, I'm not.
Monk.
No, that's what I'm saying is the slow fall the slow fall from Monk would not kick in because you're holding onto an object that's that's plummeting to the ground. Thus, that negates your slow fall. Because
Really? Because it doesn't say anything like that. It's just
then she takes no damage from falling either because you're holding her.
I don't care if she doesn't take
Okay.
any damage from
That's
falling.
fine then.
We can both take no damage. That's fine. I just wanted her down on the ground.
Okay.
Um,
She's down on the ground, but she takes no damage due to because you slowed both of you down.
that's fine. Key point flurry of blows.
Topaz said, "That's fine."
Start trying to pummel her.
All right.
Is she standing or prone, if I may ask?
I have no idea. I'm going to try to knock her prone if she's still.
She's restrained.
So
Oh,
advantage?
that's with advantage. Let me roll again.
Just make sure
Didn't matter. 26 to hit.
Yeah.
And try to knock her prone if she isn't already.
Yeah, she is not prone.
She's still not prone, and the last one.
Yes, your blows just kind of bounce off her plate armor.
But that'll do me. So now we're down here. Please take advantage of it.
And she's currently restrained. Volan.
Yeah, she's down there, so I'm gonna target her. 5, 10. She's restrained, so I'm gonna make a few great axe attacks.
Okay. And let's see, that hits. Yeah, all three of those hit. Let's see here. I'm gonna calculate them. Wow, 51 points of damage.
Oh, darn, none of those Great Weapon Master. That would have been great if they had.
I know I was scared to do it.
Hey, I get it.
So you are raging then.
I didn't call it beforehand, did I?
Well, you have the rage toggled, and I calculated the damage with that, so I'm assuming that you used your bonus action to rage.
Yeah,
in your
I was going to, so I do.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, that's okay.
I meant to do that.
Because I already calculated the amount out. I'm gonna say that you pretend that you called it before.
Alright, cool. Okay. I'm gonna move into Topaz's space. I'll risk the attack of opportunity to get there.
Okay, the Chain Devil does get an attack of opportunity. And it misses.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, Cogsworth.
Oh, hallelujah.
That's convenient.
Flame Strike.
Oh, that's what that is.
That worked out very conveniently.
Oh, I was thinking to myself, Topaz, please move. Topaz, please move. Volan, please move.
Dexterity saving throw.
And take half on a successful. And my save is 16, I believe.
So it's
Yeah,
resistant
16.
to fire, but it takes full radiant. So let's see, that's an 8, 24 damage to the Bulgara. Nice. Chained Devil.
Oh, and no persisting effect. It's just a one-off.
So Chained Devil takes no damage whatsoever from the fire. Even if it saves. Or not, doesn't save. Let's see. It saves, so it takes half the radiant, which is 8. Oh, that last one also got plus that. So So the Chain Devil takes 8. The Aranus. So
Is it restrained so it automatically fails?
Yes, she would. And let's see. Takes no damage to the fire from the fire. So she takes 16 radiant damage.
I'm fine with this. And then the Night
finally the Nycoroth. Resistant to fire, so it would take half of that. Oh, that means that only took half of the 8, so that's another +4. Not bad, as badly damaged as I thought it was.
Sorry.
That's okay, miscalculated.
No, I just saw a great opportunity to use an AoE.
Well, it was a really good. This one doesn't save any of that, but takes half of the fire damage, so that's an 8. That is the one that originally gave the damage to the Bulgara. 24. Takes 24 damage.
It was either that or use Fireball, and obviously Fireball is not a good call here.
Right. Because you're definitely
What are these?
people.
Let's take all these creatures that live in an area of hellfire. Fireball.
Yeah, since half of them are immune. Cogsworth, anything else?
I don't believe I can do anything else, but I'm going to double check. I cannot do anything else, but I will call to Volin to, as soon as she can, step back, because she's about to be in a world of hurt.
Oh, just get out.
That's the Bulgara's turn. The Bulgara took damage from the moonbeam that's there. Bulgara, let's see. That would...
Why is she rolling a d4? I'm scared.
To see who she's gonna murder.
Yeah, probably choosing a target.
Comes over here.
Oh no.
Goes for Topaz. And it is going reckless.
Oh, goody.
So it gets
Oh.
advantage.
I need Noxie to knock next to them.
That's all against Topaz.
First 2 hit. 20.
It's just kind of a bite, smash, and then you dodge out of the way of the second smash. Cloud, you're up.
Okay, this is probably a really dumb question. But would I be able to use both my feline agility and my disengage?
I don't see why not.
I don't believe feline agility requires any kind of action. You just
I
declare
didn't
it.
think it did. I didn't think it did, but I wanted to ask. So I am actually going to feline agility, disengage. I'm gonna go here and use my climbing speed
Okay.
to climb up the wall and go here. And then I still have my 2 attacks. So I'm gonna go for probably this guy.
The Bulgara? Or the Aranus?
Yeah. No, that monkey thing.
The gorilla. The big gorilla thing. Giving you flashbacks from Sunday.
Yeah. He needs to get the fuck out.
And that has a d10 on it.
Is that just a normal longbow and not a magical weapon?
Yep.
Alright.
So that's
Good.
Why haven't we got you a magical bow by now?
The Bulgara thankfully does not have resistance to non-magical weapons.
She has braces of
remedy that
archery.
situation.
It could be because Clad's still fairly new with your party.
Hey, darling. Did we never add the +2 for bracers of archery?
I thought we did.
Yeah,
You're only adding your dex to damage.
Oh no, we didn't. It just added my +2 for my fighting style.
Do you want me to add the +2 real quick?
We gotta go
Also,
after this dungeon.
Braces of Ochi only add to damage, not to hit rolls.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at the damage. The damage is not
Uh-huh,
plus.
that's a
Is
little
not
lock.
+2.
Right.
It should be +2
Which I have to
on
lock.
top of that.
The gear next to longbow.
So I just did that in
Yep.
Balgara.
And then where it says
do you have-
damage, do +2.
Clad, do you have another attack?
I do.
So that means
Hmm.
you've been doing far more damage the last couple, all the rest of the parts of the dungeon.
Yep.
I'm
That
back.
thing's looking seriously hurt.
And then I'm going to. Hold on. That would. Nah, I'm good where I'm at.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Varrock is diving at Noxie. So
You're brave, Cloud.
on its turn, it is going to use its spores. Because it was diving after Noxie, I think that it doesn't put them very far.
If I was Cloud, I'd be up here somewhere.
Up where?
I'd be up here in the. I'd be up in the corner.
Noxie's the only thing that in its range.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I have to make a con save.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm very good at those.
Okay, so becomes poisoned, and you are now poisoned.
Okay. I take a D10 poison damage too as well, right?
Poisonous way target takes 1d10 poison damage at the start of each of its turn. So you don't take it till your turn.
Okay.
Topaz, I'm either brave or stupid. A little bit of both, maybe.
That's funny. The same thing's been said of me.
Please don't get in the way of me. There's still a person here. Someone needs to take care of it.
Let's see. So Hamlet will. This thing, the moonbeam, that can move. Yes.
Yep, as an action, you can move it up to 60 feet.
So for his action, he will be moving the moonbeam right here.
Oh,
Yes.
So that on their turn, they will be taking damage.
Wait, where is it getting moved to?
Right there, where the Uranus, the Chain Devil, and the Belgar are all at.
That purple circle is his moonbeam.
It hasn't updated for me yet, so.
Oh.
Okay, what else can these guys do?
So now let me react. Haha, great!
Are any of those boys shape changers?
Not traditionally, no.
Okay. I can't remember which one is a shape changer.
It does
There it
major
is.
damage against things like werewolves and other lycanthropes.
Just because Gambion is Spanish for change, does that make it a shape changer, okay?
Nuxie!
Okay, I'm poisoned. That's bad. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm going to move. Disengage first away from this mean bird. And I'm going to. I guess I'm just going to deal with the disadvantage I get and crossbow this big monkey.
No.
I'm going to do so with +2 crossbow bolts.
I mean, it might be okay.
Let's see.
You can do it.
Don't forget your 1d10 of damage.
Oh yeah.
The poison courses through your veins.
Whew.
It doesn't really hurt right now, but it's tingling a little.
Oh wait. What's the monkey under right now?
Right now
Reckless.
he was reckless, which means you get hit.
Okay, so I get normal. Yep, I get normal because I'm poisoned. Okay.
But does poison mean you have attack with disadvantage?
Yeah. All ability checks and attack rolls I make with disadvantage.
At least
That's
it's not
poison.
instant death the way it was in first edition.
Ew.
Don't worry, I have a way worse condition for them when it's my turn.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Hot damn.
that's 29 29 damage.
Fury?
Yep.
As the Belgara is there pounding away on Topaz, or attempting to, you just run over, aim at its back, and lodge a bolt between its shoulder blades. The Belgara goes down and begins.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Ooh. All right.
Blackish
I give Noxie like an air high five. Yeah.
All right. And that is, I believe, my turn
Con save.
because I did use my cunning action. Okay.
Yeah.
Con save. Okay. Still poisoned.
Dread.
Damn, Noxie, nice job.
So let's see. If I move into the moonbeam, I'll take damage, right? Or will I?
I think.
I think it's
doesn't-
just a general, if you move into it, I don't think it declares enemy.
Yeah.
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn.
Also, don't forget we have this guy here.
Oh, yeah, it's just that I got advantage on that one, right? Yeah, fine, I'll move up here and attack this demon here. I guess I have advantage because I have with fallen.
Yes, you do. You have advantage.
Alright.
That's right. You got hit by this thing. Did you roll your Constitution saving throw to see if your bless is still in effect? Or not your bless. Sorry. If your aura
The aura
is
of
still in
vitality.
effect, 'cause I don't remember.
Oh,
36, so it has to make an 18 con save.
Yeah.
let's,
Yeah. The 36 would be halved. You know.
so that's 18.
Have to make an 18 con save.
Nope.
Oh.
Aura's
The
gone.
aura has faded around you when you got hit with those arrows.
Right, so let's see, I did it. Let's see, so bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
Same thing I'm trying to hit. Well, actually, I get another attack anyway, don't I?
Yeah, if you just cast the spell, it should automatically roll for you.
I know, I just need to do my second attack before I forget.
Ah, yeah.
Come on, spiritual weapon. Appear.
It's Spiritual Weapon.
Please tell me that longsword hits.
Okay, longsword. Nope.
It would not be Radiant there, just be the...
But the spiritual weapon does hit. So that would be 29 points of damage?
That's for Radiant there. I don't think I can smite on a Spiritual
you
Weapon.
can't roll. That's right, you can't smite on our spiritual weapon. Never mind.
So it'll just be 7.
Yeah. Nicholas, remembering what the Aranus said, turns and immediately begins to attack Dread. Actually, first things first, it teleports. Stop doing that. It teleports so that it's no longer.
Oh,
Surrounded.
juicy.
Stop lagging on me, please. Almost behind you, Dread, and it brings its great axe down upon you. Missing.
And this
Cambion. The Cambion, let's see, what's it going to do? It's going to take its spear, actually, it's going to evaluate you for a minute, think, and then it's going to look down at Gerald and fire, sorry, my mouse is acting up.
Divide down.
It's going to fire 2 fire things at Gerald.
What's a
Fire
fire?
things.
Yeah, fire
ray, there we
thing.
go.
Okay.
Fire ray. Ah!
Oh, that hits. That no.
So let's lose 2 beams of fire from one from either hand, both streaking towards Gerald. One
Okay, one of them hit.
strikes him in the chest, beginning to smolder, and the other one misses.
Yeah. Constitution save. I mean, I can't fail this, but sure. For my haste.
You're good. The haste is still up. Chain Devil will take Moonbeam damage. And I originally cast this at level 4, so I still cast it at level 4. Constitution saving throw on the Chain Devil. And it passed. It is also immune to fire, so it... Oh, that's right, it's radiant damage. No, I was thinking of the fire thingy. So it takes half of that. 12 damage. And the Chain Devil will move over here. Actually, it'll move down here. Not caring that it's doing that, so they can flank against Dread.
I was banning twice, so that would hit twice.
Yeah, two chains has come and try to wrap around you. So the target DC for escaping, either dexterity or strength, is 14, and you have to do that twice, assuming you succeed the first time.
Dexterity or strength, or can I use athletics?
Yeah, athletics or acrobatics is what I mean to say. Okay, so that second one doesn't matter because it wrapped its chain around you and then struck you with the other chain.
Okay, so I'm what? Grappled?
Yep, you're now considered grappled and restrained.
Actually,
The Uranus.
it's probably immune to fire, but oh well.
Are you hellish rebuking? It's immune to fire, but not radiant.
Oh, I don't get radiant.
Oh.
I've got that still clicked, sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything to the Chain Devil.
She's going, oh, nice fire.
Gerald!
Okay.
Can I get a token with a 30-foot radius?
What are you doing?
Sickening Radiance.
Where's it centered? Is it centered around you or some other place?
I can pick where it's centered, so I need like a thing so I can like pick like the right spot so I don't kill anyone in the party. You know.
No, Leon.
I think
How big is the radius for
30.
Okay.
If I put it right here, it should hit these guys.
Yeah.
No one else.
Nope. Lyra, no.
And bonus effects. It gives exhaustion. Oh, I just need to move this to right position to not kill not. Think right about here would be fine.
There you go. Now you can move that.
Yeah, that's. Does that hit not? Does that not hit not?
Does it hit me?
No, it would not hit you. You're just out of the range.
Okay.
Yeah, no, right about there seems fine. So all of them need to make.
It's considered radiant. Interesting.
It's radiant. Yes, sickening radiance. It's radiant.
Interesting.
They need to make a Constitution.
Rock first. Constitution saving throw for the rock. Ooh. No, Lyra, no, don't touch that. That is a pen. You can't have a pen. So it takes 24 points of radiant damage.
Does that mean they could technically die from exhaustion points if they're in it for long enough?
Yep. Also, at 3 points of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on saving throws.
And exhaustion 2, disadvantage on attacks, I think.
Is that
Yeah.
concentration?
Yeah, it is. Which is the caveat, but
That means the haste is gone.
haste is
Oh
gone, yeah.
no.
Oh,
Son
so
of a
you're
bitch.
sacrificing haste for this? Just making sure.
Yeah, I'm sacrificing haste for this. This gives exhaustion. This stays for a while, and it does like a whole bunch of damage.
Do you not know what haste does when it drops?
I don't.
So that means both
Wait.
Topaz and Volan are stunned.
Yeah, it stuns at the end of the duration.
So you don't want to retcon that?
I mean, actions. You can still use bonus actions.
Can't move or take actions.
Yeah, you have bonus
They are
actions.
both they'd both be stunned. Gerald, so
Um,
you already said yes. You already said you wanted Secreting Radiance over that.
It's also technically not a stun. They can
Yes.
use their bonus action, but still.
Yeah, it's harsh, but I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know. Y'all are over here. I don't know. My problem. Y'all tried to sacrifice me earlier. This is payback. Anyway. Yeah, so how about the
Hold
other
on.
two?
I'm trying to read the spell effects.
Mhm.
Hold on. And people telling them to me doesn't help. I need to read them. Okay, so it's 1 level of exhaustion. Okay, the Nikonloth is next. Nikonloth also has advantage. Constitution saving throw. It succeeded. No damage, exhaustion, or light emission on Constitution save. Wow. Does a lot of damage, but if it doesn't do anything if you succeed on that. Interesting.
Two. But it's again on his turn, so.
So it's not until his until their
No,
turn.
no. It is when they move into it, which is now, and then on the start of their turn.
No, it's when they move into it or the start. Sorry, since they're not moving into it, it starts at the start of their turn. It
Yes.
specifies moving into it versus when it's cast on it. There was 2 different spells that we played with, and one of them specified when the spell was cast versus when they move into it.
Is there a difference?
Yes, if moving into it means that that this doesn't take effect until their turn,
I guess.
which means the RNS is up. Do you have unless you have something else you can do, Gerald?
Bonus action, quicken spell, resistance.
That's concentration.
Okay, no, not resistance. Why is it? Come on, man.
You have to pay
Yeah, it's
attention
all-
to concentration.
Why is that?
spells.
Why is that concentration? Why?
Because of resistance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's only a couple of really cool long lasting
congrats.
spells that are not against what?
This
Chain
boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would that be advantage because metal? I think Shock and Grasp gets advantage against metal armor.
I think so. Let me look at it.
Except it's not entirely metal. It's
Yeah.
flesh chains.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. That actually that attack misses.
Okay.
So the Aranus has to roll Constitution saving throw. Ooh, and oh no, sorry, she has magical resistance, so she gets to roll a second time. Still 10.
Whew.
So that means she takes 25 damage and a level of exhaustion. Oh, if she's being grappled. Oh, that's right. The grapple would have ended because Topaz is alone.
Why would it have ended?
Yeah, it's not stunned.
It's
No, no.
exhaustion. Or lethargy, sorry.
No. Topaz is stunned.
No, I'm not.
Topaz isn't stunned.
Oh, that's right. That's exhaustion, not stun.
No,
And-
it doesn't.
No,
specify
I
stun.
lose my action. I don't.
Okay.
That's it.
Sorry, my brain keeps popping in. I keep thinking that stunned when you drop haste. My bad. No, that means she's still being grappled. No, I'm just trying to think if she's being grappled, if you get affected by it as well, because you're technically on the same spot or not. No, you don't have her pinned to the ground, so that means she's standing and you're holding her. Which means she can be in the field and you aren't. All right, cool.
On the positive side, she has disadvantage on getting out of that right now.
Oh, yeah, exhaustion. Skill checks.
Exhaustion is brutal.
Also, does it re-roll the damage every time, or is it just the damage on casting?
I'm taking
Oh, no.
the first damage for each of them there, and then each time after that will be a reroll.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's concentration. It's pretty.
That was a
It's a pretty strong
good-
spell.
Yeah.
That's that thing.
Is it 4 levels of exhaustion where you can't cast spells?
It doesn't ever say you can't cast spells, but you get keep getting disadvantages. I put the exhaustion check on. So first is ability checks. Second is attacks. No is speed. Third is attacks.
Okay.
And saving throws. And then fourth is hit point maximum halved.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Okay,
I have to head off.
Yeah. Sorry. Running
It's all right.
Longer than thought.
I'll see you guys next week. Noxie will just continue to try to shoot the bird.
So the Aranus will be attacking. Have a nice night. Will be attacking Topaz. Okay, why is that one twice? That's weird.
So
Oh,
she'd
two
be
handed
at
and one-handed.
disadvantage if she's restrained.
Yes, she is. That's why I was reading something up on that.
Uh, 24 will hit. That hurt.
And he's going to attempt to slip out of your attack after wounding you like that.
That's an action.
That's what
Yeah.
that is. I'm sorry, I'm getting really, really tired. I'm usually not. This is why I usually don't try to GM past 10 o'clock. So my brain just kind of goes whap on me, and I can't remember anything anymore.
Topaz is stunned. No, not stunned.
I
Exhausted,
lose
that's
my
fine.
action. Do I still get my bonus action?
I think it just said action. I think we agreed that bonus action is still fine.
You cannot move or take an action, but you keep your bonus.
Oh, then I'll bonus action flurry of freaking blows on her. Spend a key point.
That hits.
And I will attempt to knock her prone. And I will spend a key point and attempt to stun her.
Disadvantage on dexterity saving throws right now.
Yeah,
What
she
if-
can't. If she's restrained, I think she fails it automatically.
No, restrained. It's just at disadvantage. I double checked that a minute ago.
Okay.
So she.
Oh, it's the
holds
stun
still.
that does that.
Yeah. So she's not knocked prone.
Okay, she's stunned.
Oh, you also did the stun thing.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't see it come up on that thing. I was looking for it. It's a Constitution saving throw. That's rolled as normal.
Damn it.
She made it. Second blow on her. Same thing. On both counts. Try to knock her prone and stun her.
That also hits.
Okay, she's
She is
prone.
knocked prone. And the other one was Constitution saving throw.
She's not stunned.
Yes. And if okay, you're restraining her. So you're gonna have to let her go if you're knocking her prone, unless you are going
Why?
to put yourself at disadvantage. How are you restraining her if you're standing and she's on the ground?
Like an arm lock? I can show you several martial arts techniques that keep somebody restrained on the ground while the person doing it is standing.
Okay, I suppose. I'm just that my again. I think I'm going to need to call it at the top of this
Sure.
round.
Well,
just,
we're almost done this round anyway.
just because my brain is not computing things and it's like going why and it's questioning these things even though I shouldn't be.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm just like again, I'm not good with. That's why I usually stop at 10. By 10.
Yep. It's fine.
I know my limits on weeknights. Volan.
I do not have a bonus action. That's my turn.
Okay. Cloud.
All right. Guess I'm just gonna. She's prone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She is prone, restrained, exhausted. I think all your disadvantages would probably even out with your advantages and at least make it a normal attack, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll just go ahead and go for her then. Maybe. There we go. You know what? Fuck it. Bonus action Hunter's Mark on her.
Okay. Holy crap.
Do I get sneak attack for that?
Yes, everything's doubled because of the all your damage die are doubled because you crit.
So 5d6.
Yeah.
Dear,
Wouldn't it
you're
be
muted.
six?
Thank you. It should be 66. 2d6 for the sneak attack, 1d. Actually, we leveled up. If you're 4 levels of rogue, I don't know how much sneak dice you have.
4 levels is 2, 5 levels is 3.
Okay, thank you.
So is it 66?
Yep. Roll one more.
Okay, so that's 10, 28, 33 points of damage. But it is not magical, so it's 32 divided by 2, which is 16.
That's it for me.
And finally the Vrock goes. So, yeah, it already took the damage for that. That's what that failed save was before. So it is going to fly after Noxie. Go over here and attack Noxie. Oops, doesn't get advantage on those.
Nope.
But
Hey,
I think that yeah, that still hits both times anyway. So that's 28 damage.
also, I'm not sure how, but I got deleted from initiative.
Okay, that's weird. Where were you on initiative?
9.12.
Okay.
Just want me to reroll so I get back on the table?
No, I put you back on the table. So that would be here. Take your turn now, please.
All right. Hey, I can't see your health, Topaz. You're not at half, are you?
No.
Okay. What can I do here? I honestly don't know. I think I'll go here. Hand her a potion of heroism.
If I can take it while I'm restrained, though.
Am I able to hand him something or hand her something?
Of course, as a bonus action.
Okay. I just want to make sure because of the restrained thing. Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, she's restrained. Are you gonna try to feed it to her? She's currently wrapped up, and her only moving arm has a weapon in it. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, am I able to? Because obviously she has a hand to move to attack, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, so I don't know how easy it would be to get her to her mouth.
Okay.
So you might need to use your action to feed her a potion.
Okay. I feel like I can be a little more useful with this, so I'm going to cast this. Yeah. Cure wounds at third level. Wait, that not didn't calculate right. You should have an extra 5 healing on that.
Was that on me?
Yeah, that's on you. 26, so like 31 points of healing. And I'll show me right here, but that's my turn.
Alright. And unfortunately, since I'm tired and clearly my judgment is being compromised by exhaustion, by personal exhaustion, I think we should end here for tonight, even though it's the middle of a battle. I
It's
really
alright.
like doing it in the middle of the battle, but it's like,
Yeah.
if I keep messing up like that, it's not fun to play with either, so. It's like, figure out the better of two angles.
I mean, Noxy can join back in.
Yep,
Week as
and
well,
we'll
so.
see if Caleb's okay, because I'm surprised we haven't heard from him all night.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right.
I'm gonna go to